Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. I might be getting my Instagram back.
Yeah!
I'm excited.
I'm excited about that, too. Now, how are we with your OnlyFans?
Working on it.
Okay, all right. Just giving the folks the update they wanted.
I thought about doing that this morning because I was listening to another podcast and...
About doing the OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Look at how he should.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, this man's having a mini heart attack.
No,
we have guests in here.
Surprised.
We have guests in here, and you've never blushed this bright red in front of guests before.
I mean, what'd you think about it?
What do you think about
No, I was saying, there's a lot of things you could put on OnlyFans.
Yeah, they had some interesting content where it's both slightly risque and comedy, and I thought it was a good idea.
I don't want you getting,
then I can quit this show.
I don't want it being like Ram Jam, and then you turn around, you got a clown wig on. Like that ain't good. Nah.
Some people are into it.
Yeah. Let's do. Before we start. I want to remind everybody that it's BDM Appreciation Week next week.
It is indeed, man. We've been busting our butts so hard on this that we don't even fully know what all's going out.
Yeah.
It's out of control at this point. It's simian. It's alive. It's a free thinking. It's on its own. It's doing its own thing.
I just approved some Visa gift cards, which the fee for each card and the printing is more than the amount on the card.
It's a gigantic waste of money. It's a waste of money. It really is.
So
the card leaving us is worthless as it travels through the mail. When you get it, it's a 0. Or it's less than 0. It's a -2.
Yeah. With shipping, I'm like, wait a minute. Did this card cost $11 to give our listener 10?
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Anyway, if you want to be involved, you got to be a BDM, and if you are a BDM, make sure your address is correct on tomanddan.com. And if it's not correct, you have to change your credit card and address again and resubmit everything. Yeah. That's how to change it. But that's going to be happening all next week. We're also going to have a specific shirt that we're going to try to make as inexpensive as possible.
Yeah. It's a Who's Farted shirt.
It will be for BDMs only.
Who farted?
And so all of that. Let's hit it.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by StreamlineFlorida.com.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
If you want that cash out refi or you need a mortgage to buy a house, use them. They'll help you, especially in this market. It's Brian Ziman on his team. They're
Streamline,
great.
yeah, StreamlineFlorida.com.
So, Joe from 360 is here. How you doing, Joe?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
how you doing?
Good to see you, man.
Good
How
to
you
see
been?
You too. Been good.
And Joe brought his wife, Alexandra, for Weird Job Wednesday today. How you doing, Alexandra?
I'm great. Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So let's start with, you've got a super interesting story, Alexandra, and let's start from the beginning. So how did you come to America and start living here? Let's go before that.
So I'm originally from Eastern Europe, Belarus, and one day, of course, every Eastern European dream is to go somewhere overseas, live there, and I was actually planning to go and live in Germany because I have family there. So we applied for visa and stuff like that. And
before you continue, why is that every Eastern European's dream to live in America?
I think it's a good question, probably especially now. It's probably a really...
Is it rock and roll?
I think it's a good question because...
She got in early about 12 years ago. She was easy on that.
Yeah, I guess everyone sees the movies, America, everyone living great life, American dream and stuff like that. So, and our countries, they're pretty rough on,
Sure.
In politically and social life. So everyone wants to try and get away from there. And of course, it's everyone's dream.
Gotcha. So you are thinking about going to Germany,
Yep.
and what happened next?
Yeah, so we applied for a visa in Germany. I was supposed to work as a nanny in there. They found my family, my mom's cousin, she found a family for me to work in. And one day, at that moment, I studied for criminal justice. I was about to get my criminal justice degree. I saw a friend running hallways, crazy, happy, and I stopped him and I was like, "Hey, Roman, what's going on? What's going on?" He like, "I'm going to America." And I was like, "Oh wow, congrats, what's happening? Like, how did you get there?" And he was like, "I want a green card." And I'm like, "Well, good for you, like good luck, So I went home, I told my parents, I saw Roman, happy, this. And my dad was like, "Why don't you apply?" And I was like, "Why would I apply? I'm going to Germany. What do you mean?"
Yeah.
And he like, why not? Having the option, go to Germany, go to United States.
Yeah, this is a smart, positive, shoot for the stars kind of dad. He's like, why have Germany when you can come to the big, let's come to the big dance, right? Let's call it what it is. I love your dad. That's all. He's like, you just shoot for the moon.
So it's a lottery system?
Yeah, it's
That's
a lottery
Hunger Games.
system. Yeah, exactly.
That's Hunger Games, right?
But a good version, not
Yeah, I was
go
gonna say,
fight to the
well,
death.
unless she starts telling us that how many people she had to kill to get
That's
over
true,
here.
you're right.
I
We don't know the whole story
Yeah,
yet.
I don't know what happened.
God knows I do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so and I applied, and believe it or not, within like a difference a week, I actually got denied in Germany, and I got the green card to come to United States.
Really?
oh wow, you're lost, Germany. We got her now.
In my mind, because I'm so dumb
Okay.
and I'm a dumb American,
Yes.
I think that you can get into any other country no problem.
I can be in any country today.
you-
By the end of the day, I can be in any country.
I'm like, you can't just go and live in Germany whenever you want. I assumed you could.
Yeah, you just go there, buy a house,
Like-
like in a week.
I thought only we were like, hey, wait a minute,
hold on
go
a
through the
second.
system, or just run in through the south, whatever's first. So you got it was just like the winning lottery.
Yeah.
They just picked your name.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
So now,
Were you freaking out though when you found out? Were you like, "Oh my god, this is"? Or were you a little scared because you're like, "I've never been"? Or had you been?
I
Had you
was
been?
21, so at that point I was like, "Oh yeah, adventure,"
Right.
So I didn't think about like, oh, where I'm going, where I'm gonna leave, what I'm gonna do there. I was just like, "Hey, I'm traveling," because that was the first time I was actually traveling.
First time in the States? Like,
In general, out
Oh,
of
wow.
out of country, So
That's awesome.
I've never flown on a plane.
that's
I've
an
never-
awesome first trip, man. Is
Right?
the U.S. Like I would say you definitely hit the lottery because
Yeah.
like I think my first trip was like, I don't know, Nassau. Like it's like wah, wah.
this is here's how dumb I am too.
Okay, part two.
I
Continue.
in my mind, all the country of a particular country is the same. So it's like going to Germany, like it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
it's just
where you
German
go.
America.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
You go to the Bahamas, it's just tropical America. You go to anything,
Well,
it's
that-
all the same because of technology and the way the world is connected.
Well, not
and-
even that. I'm saying like geographically, like just going to Germany, like who cares what city or where it is? Like I'm in Germany, and I think
Wow.
Yeah, he thinks
And
like
is that-
Seattle.
No plan
is,
band.
Yeah, Seattle
Well-
is Munchen.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
But I know that if you come
Or
to
Munich,
the United
sorry,
States, there's a huge difference between Mississippi and San Francisco. like,
Those are perfect.
so if
That's
you,
awesome. Polar opposites.
so it matters where you show up in the United States. Like, and of
Right.
course, it matters any country where you show up in that country. It just that's how dumb I am. I think other countries are somehow different than the United States. Like all states are different, all cities are different, and the geographic location vastly different. So when you were coming to the United States, like, did you have an idea of like this is the city I want to live in?
She's coming to the United States with like a criminal justice degree, right? It's like almost like a V.I. Wachowski thing going on here. Like I don't know what's happening. Like your smarty pants coming to the States.
Yeah, I picked Florida just because, first of all, of course, climate, like weather is warm. You know, I was done with winter. I didn't want, and at first I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to California because, you know.
Oh, quick question. What were the winters like, just for comparison's sake? Like, so your winter where you lived until 21, you win the lottery and you're looking at your closet, like what would you have to wear during one of your winters?
You know, it's a lot of coats, sweaters,
Boots,
and stuff like
hats.
boots. Yeah, like
Did you show up in a parka?
What's that?
Did you show up like in a parka?
Kind of, but not really like that because I was coming, I think it was June, so I kind of Googled at least temperature, what was going to be here.
Right.
Yeah, so I was in between going to Seattle and Florida, and at some point I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to California, but then I was like, California is expensive. No. Yeah, but a lot of people from my country, you know, go to Seattle because it's somewhat nature is the same, you know, temperature is the same. So, but I was like, nah, thank you. No, not for me.
It's a huge difference between Seattle or Central Florida.
Yeah, it could not be more different.
So you pick Florida, and how does it work? Is like, does your family pitch in to give you some like money to start a new life? Like, what's the plan? You got to find housing. Like, I
think they just give her like a canoe, and then they put a goat. They put a goat in the canoe with a tent, like Sam said. They give you a jug of water, like Zephyr Hills. They push you out into the ocean. They're like, well, good luck.
No, I'm like, you win the lottery.
Your goat drowned. The goat drowned.
to the United States, I imagine like your family's happy. Your family and friends are like,
are they mad because they want to go? What if your dad's like, well, I only pushed you out of the nest because I wanted to be there. Baseball, rock and roll, apple pie.
How does that work?
Well, my dad was happy. My mom wasn't that much because obviously she's like, oh my gosh, you're going to be so far away. At least Germany, I can hop in the bus and be there, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so I think they gave me about $800 to $1,000 with me, actually. But the plan was like, okay, you go just, you know, for summertime, maybe 4 months, just, you know, look around and come back. So it wasn't even like go and live there, stay there, and that's it.
I'm not at all laughing at you. I have to preface this. The chat room sometimes will launch a bomb into my eyeballs and make me laugh. Brock BDM from our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
You already know it's about you.
You can watch us live every single day, Monday through Friday. Brock says Tom thinks that every immigrant from Europe is Feifel. That's the little mouse. The little mouse. And he thought that you had like little baggy jeans and a overcoat and a little hat and
like a stick with a bag on the end.
Feifel goes to Kissimmee.
I've seen that video. When you show up, like, where do you go for housing? All that stuff, like.
Okay, well, that's
you get off the boat. You're like, America.
Yeah. Actually, so you've got your stick. You look around. You see the Statue of Liberty.
Actually, you are so
Bill
close
the Butcher's there.
To what happened. Actually, I picked up my luggage and then I looked around and I was like, okay, what's now? That's how was it.
Terrifying.
I didn't have any booking, like hotel, anything.
Oh my God.
You didn't have a Trivago? No. Oh my God, you didn't even Trivago. Oh man, this is terrifying.
Yes, MCO.
So, and this is 2009 to
10,
but
yeah.
10. Did you have a smartphone?
Oh gosh, I think I had a flip phone.
Oh, flip phone, no Trivago, flip phone, standing in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, well, starting a new life.
Yep.
That's scary.
And I was like, okay, let me go to information desk to ask. Actually, I did had at the point a housekeeping job offer in one of the hotels or something like that. So,
I've seen those videos.
Yeah, and I came to the information desk and I was like, hey, I need
Joe, you know what?
You do know how to operate a camera.
Do I?
That is,
360, baby.
Hold on. Coming together.
I'm writing this down.
Wait, I'm starting an OnlyFans. Hold on.
Yeah, well, you're going to need
Joe did say, this is a nice couch. He did. I know about couches.
I'm a couch guy.
We're putting it together now.
Although not the color I would have chosen.
White can be problematic. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, I went to information desk. I showed them on that list the address of the hotel and asked them where's the nearest bus station and what bus is going to that hotel. And the lady looked at me crazy. She's like, well, honey, it's Sunday night. There's no buses going.
Listen,
at
baby,
all."
where you going? So she was obviously from the same area you were from in Europe. Listen, baby, you ain't getting nowhere until tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., and that probably going to be 9:15.
And no one told you that America, we use no mass transit.
Well, especially in Florida.
Yeah,
we have cars,
Right.
giant cars.
You got to have your own. Drive your own.
You want a car by yourself? Get a giant Lincoln Navigator.
If you're a
Suburban.
if you're a mom with an only child, you have the biggest Chevy SUV you can buy.
Yeah, so that was pretty much. So I had to call one of the guys that while I was in my home country, I spoke on a Facebook about like, hey, I saw you guys living in Orlando area. What's the prices to get kind of like the idea of everything.
Right.
And for some reason, he left me his phone number in case if I ever need anything. And somehow that piece of paper was in my pocket.
Oh my God, that's good luck.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So I went to the payphone. I called him and I'm like, hey, I'm in the airport, period. He's like, hey, stay where you at. I'll come get you. So I'm like, here
And
he
you
comes.
only knew this guy from Facebook?
Yeah.
He could have been catfishing you. He could have
Yeah,
killed
that's
you.
what I
I'd
was-
never
when
be able to do
we
this.
were driving.
Anxiety.
he
Where
said-
you're a pampered American, you got to be a tough ass.
I know.
You got to
you're
come
right.
from some place where you don't have all these. Like we
Yeah.
are so soft. It's like
Yeah.
I
Oh.
bet you if we could measure your anxiety during this, it would have been about a 3. You know, you're like, and you know, I mean, like
There are foreign exchange students just for the opportunity
Live
of
with
living
random
there.
families.
They're just like, go, and
Yeah.
the parents are like, anywhere you end up, but then hopefully it's
Yeah.
fine. Like they can't vet them. They're like, I'm sure the family's nice. It's just anything. But get her out of here.
So you call the Facebook man, and he's coming to. Is he coming to get you?
Yeah, so
Okay.
he came to the airport, picked me up. He was with a friend. Me driving in the car was too, I don't know them. I'm
Right.
like, here goes my liver, here goes my kidney,
I like that.
We don't do that here.
Yeah.
That is an Eastern European
Yeah,
thing.
we're-
Like,
But
we-
they are Eastern European. Yeah, they
That's
are
the punchline.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Joke's on you. They were all Eastern European.
Yeah. In America, it's just the standard murder.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
actually
simple.
even profit off your organs.
Maybe a
We're
sexual
wasteful.
assault, right? Sexual assault murder.
Yeah.
We don't go
The
right
worst
for the
kind.
organs.
Yeah. I guess the organs are. I mean, at least you wake up and you're like, "Well, I still got one kidney."
Pretty good.
I would rather wake up one kidney
Yeah.
than dead.
Yeah. So these guys pick you up and they're driving you around now. Are you scared for your life?
Well, the chat room's
No.
scared, I'll tell you that. The
No.
chat room is terrified.
yeah.
No, I was super tired because the flight was really, really tough. I had to.
Oh, so you're like, let me fall asleep
In
back
a
here.
street.
Yeah, that was pretty
Let's see,
much
I'll
like
put some,
that.
what do I got here? I'll just wrap my backpack around my liver, where I think my liver is. And,
She woke up in Seattle.
Yeah, no, actually, so they dropped me off in Kissimmee in.
Oh my God! It
Yeah.
got worse.
Yeah, in one of the Days Inn hotel. They
Oh.
checked me in and they just left. And I've never seen them again. I've never spoke to them again.
Wow.
Which I felt like after all that, I was like, man, I should have even say like, meet them, say big thank you that I'm still alive, but
Hey,
for
I'm
some
not-
reason I've never got a contact with them.
I'm not saying anything about any company or any place, but if I'm gonna pick a possible sex trafficking capital of the world, a Days Inn in Kissimmee may be.
Yeah.
I think Sam said that before on the show.
That may be
Checks out.
ground zero.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
So they drop you off at the Days Inn in Kissimmee, and then that's literally the first night
still lives there.
in America. Days Inn in Kissimmee, and you have no other plan.
No, just to wake up in the morning and go to that place where I have a housekeeping job and start working.
She's keeping it positive. I like that. Look, I'm just if I
She
can
has
get
a law degree at this time, right?
Was
right.
And you have a law degree to be a
Yes.
prosecutor, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's well, okay.
Oh my
You know
God.
what? That always made me mad. Because,
Yeah, I hate it when you're like, I got a guy.
do it
he's
all over
literally-
again.
I got a guy
You're
that working-
overqualified.
There's a guy working on the air pump at Wawa. He's like fixing it. You know the free air that everybody
Yeah.
abuses,
Yeah.
right? And he's
It's
working
always
out there. I'm like,
broken.
oh, hey man, thanks for doing this. unprompted, he turns to me because he's so disgusted with the plight he's in right now, and he goes,
You know, in Venezuela, I am a surgeon.
I'm like, oh my God, like, why are you telling me that? I'm like, this is terrible. Then we should make you a surgeon here. We should figure out a way to make you a surgeon here. I feel bad. You shouldn't be working on the Wawa air pump.
Or something better than the one. Like, you are overqualified to do this position. Like, I understand, the actual degrees don't cross over.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll
but
figure it out.
It's, you can't, you're surgeon to Wawa. Like, there's something in between. You could do better. Like, so I feel like with a criminal law degree, it's like, maybe you can't immediately take the bar or whatever it is, but you could be working in a law office. So, like, you don't have to be cleaning hotel rooms.
Right.
The information. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you come to the country like that is, language, culture, everything different. It's not like you travel, from, like you said, from one state to another, or from United States to Canada, where you kind of somewhat similar, So you need to come, start working at least somewhere, something to start getting some income, and then figure it out the next, so.
A lot smarter than we are.
Yeah. So
I'd be dead in that day's end. Buried in the foundation of it.
I'd immediately just start walking up and down 192, being like, "Oh my God,
man. Yeah,
like this is America! $10 3 for 10 T-shirts, Applebee's, Zaxby's, it's just a never-ending row of 3 for $10 T-shirts." So you start working cleaning rooms. Then, I mean, I imagine that it's probably not even a living wage. You're not making that much. So how the hell?
How do you transition out of that?
Yeah, like.
Actually, I when I went to the front desk in the morning to ask about the hotel, the address and how to get there, they found out that I'm planning to work as a housekeeper, and they offered me a job in the same days in, and I lived there for half a year and worked there for half a year.
Is it free rent or no?
It was very discounted.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So until I actually got my way into Old Town in Kissimmee.
All right.
Orlando.
The
American dream.
You may have seen him there with the cowboy hat holding a novelty rifle.
You're like, look how many alligator head ashtrays there are here. American dream.
Yep, and I started working in Old Town in the bar and coffee shop, and I had at the moment, I guess, like 3 jobs. Once I start feeling a little bit more comfortable with money, I get the car. And then, because I was walking all that time. For 2 years, I was just taking bus and just walking.
That,
Strong.
Walking and taking the bus down 192
you
is
need
hard.
your sons to walk 192 with her.
No, that never lasts. 2 weeks.
They need 6 months at the day's end, and that'll straighten them up.
They've been ruined by the American dream, and they are so soft. So you start working your way up, and then what happens next?
Well, then I start questioning, okay, what do I do next? Do I proceed with my criminology? Do I go here to UCF or something like that? Or do I do something different? And at that point, I decided that, hey, I went to university. I spoke to, to the administration staff, and they said, okay, I would have to almost like redo the whole degree from the scratch.
They did the same thing with me. It's because they need to make their money, and I took classes even at Florida. So maybe this will make you feel better. Even Florida classes to other Florida institutions won't transfer. Like all of my Flagler credits at UCF were like useless. They're like, no, sorry. I'm like, same. We're in America, it's the same courses like Western Civ, math. They're like, we don't accept your algebra. I'm like, when did algebra change?
You just learn a couple different laws. Is it fine?
I mean, but I do think, but that's crazy that you can do that much and they don't even give you any value here. So it wasn't worth your time, right?
Yeah, it was just so super expensive. It was like about 5 to 6 years again studying, and I was like, no, I need to just do something. And I really decided to go into beauty industry. I went to Aveda Institute.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I wanted to do this also at home, but at that time it wasn't really like a job that you make a living off. Yeah. So my parents were kind of like, no, choose some proper job, choose a real career,
Right,
not
right.
cutting hair or doing some makeup, So, and then I called my parents and I was like, you know what? I didn't do this back home. I'm going to do it here, So I decided to go to beauty school. At first they were like, what kind of career is that? What kind of career is that? And I'm like, well, I'm going to try it again, my way.
And you got to tell them, like, this is America,
Yeah.
land of ridiculous careers.
You can make a lot of money.
You could say this guy.
This is a job.
Yeah, you
We
could
are
say-
doing, look how
Yeah,
stupid this
what
is.
kind of career is this? I
Look
don't
at
know.
the walls, Alexandra. Look at our office, our business. It's ridiculous.
All you need to say to them is, do you know how much money this guy makes with these alligator ashtrays?
Right?
He's just chopping their heads off. Good. He's chopping their hands off, legs off, tails off, everything. He's just making bank.
My boyfriend is just filming people.
My boyfriend films,
What kind of job is
he
that?
films people's weddings. They never watch them. Ever. They've never seen them one time.
And they pay a lot.
Yeah, and it's good,
Oh,
good.
they pay a lot of money.
So you try out makeup and getting into cosmetology and but I'm sure
Man,
that
beauty
school
is
is
big
expensive,
business,
right?
yeah.
Like so do you have to pay all that out of your pocket?
Yeah, so my degree costed in Aveda, it was a dual license massage therapy and esthetician, so it costed about 15,000.
Holy moly. Yeah,
for
education's expensive.
Yeah, for about 8 months, I do believe, about roughly. Yeah, so.
And a lot of that, too, you're paying for the name. Aveda
Of course.
can prop you
Yes.
up. That is
Yes.
reputable.
Yes.
They're known.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It was
use
great
their
school.
products. Andrea
Yes.
uses their products. So there is
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
when you get them that little bit of that power behind you, it really is helpful.
Yeah. And if you look at it like the cost of these schools and certain trade schools and stuff, pale in comparison to the cost of like a 4-year university.
I'm a big fan of the trade
I have
schools, man.
$80,000 of debt. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, good luck. Guys.
Yeah, at least they give you the amount,
Skills.
and you can chip away. It's not like it's a
Yeah,
never-ending 116,000. It's like 15K, and you chip. It's like buying a small
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes a little more sense
Right,
to
and
me
you
that
could
way.
have do some payments within, like, I think they give you half a year after you finish the school to find a job, settle in, and then you do payments, because the initial deposit, I don't, to be honest, remember how much was it, maybe 5,000 or something,
Right.
and then the rest you just pay off with the time.
And this is America too, so if you bitch about it enough, maybe the government will
Take
forgive
it away.
you.
Yeah.
You can do that.
You have a voice. You have a great big bitchy voice.
Like, I borrowed too much money, take it away.
I can't do nothing about
It could
this.
happen. I mean, in the back of my mind, I'd be like, maybe it does happen. I don't know. Like, hopefully
there is
it does.
some truth to
because I
that
can't pay
statement.
it.
As
So
Americans-
either it happens or I don't pay it. Whatever.
There is some truth to that statement. As Americans, when we lay that head on our pillow, we can forget about it and just pretend like it's not there. And when you pretend like it's not there, it's kind of not there.
Yeah. There is no law against being bad at life here. You could be horrible. Like,
And people
just
sometimes
run.
will be like, leave them alone.
yeah.
So what all do you do now? Like, have you did you decide? Are you started your own thing? Like, how did you?
Yes, so now I have a little studio in Dr. Phillips on Sand Lake
Nice.
called Studio Del Croix, and I do full body wax. I offer lash lifts. I do permanent makeup.
Oh, wow.
I do brow tinting. So all kind of beauty stuff.
So now we get it kind of into the weird job part of it because I want to talk to you about permanent makeup and like how all this stuff works because
It's fascinating.
First, it's big business.
Yeah.
And second, it's like I don't even like the permanent makeup is essentially tattooing, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, but like in a very mild way. Like, what do you do? What do people mostly want?
So usually permanent makeup, there's a bunch of techniques right now, what you can do, what you offer to client, and it's definitely a big growing right now market services for the United States and Europe seems they be a little bit more advanced in that because they started seems to be much earlier with that.
Sure.
So it's just coming. It's you use it in permanent. There's two techniques. There's microblading. There is powder brows, and so it's two different techniques. What you use for microblading, it's a thin blade where you let's put it this way, you do small cuts mimicking the hair strokes, then you rub the pigment in, and then it heals in, and it's supposed to mimic the hair strokes. When you use, for the powder brows, you use a tattoo machine with a single needle, and you lightly applying the tint or the pigment into the skin with the layers, so it creates that fluffy, just
It like makes it thicker, right? Like
yeah, just a little bit more
how
color.
do you learn how to do that? Like, I feel like
It's
that
fascinating,
because
dude.
we've talked to tattoo artists
She
before.
went to school.
You know,
He doesn't like
Muscle,
school. He
actually.
doesn't like school. He wants to buy all the equipment online and like
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out in an afternoon,
We
like he does a
practice on
pressure
you.
washer.
well, I mean, you talk to tattoo artists, and they'll tell you like it took them so many years to figure out
right.
like how to tattoo skin because it's
Right.
a hard thing. You know,
Yeah.
like you could learn how to do it in a school, but then perfecting it, imagine, is hard, right? So it's like, did you have to like start with practicing on people you knew, or
That's
is there
a good
like
question,
Is
yeah.
there like pig skin that you practice on? I know tattoo artists do that.
I'm right here, man.
Yeah, I usually for my classes I travel overseas because I do feel like they offer a little bit more advanced classes in a term where the time frame to learn all that is much bigger.
Right.
So for example, for my initial course, I had to spend about 3 weeks
a long
doing
time.
all that. Yes. So at first, you do your theory, you read a lot of materials, then you start practicing on the latex, and stuff like that, and
I do like how the same country that said your law degree doesn't qualify over here also said go overseas, better education over here. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, it's just I feel like because they started much earlier, so they saw that, for example, 3 days is not enough to teach someone, being a cashier.
We do it
and
fast
become-
here. We literally do a Harley Davidson motorcycle class in 2 days.
That's true.
We're like, we'll get you on the road with. You can buy a $22,000 Harley Electric Glide with every feature on, and get that big old 105 Screaming Eagle package on it, and ride that up a tree and kill yourself in 2 days. You can do that. I can train you how to kill yourself in 2 days with a Harley.
All you have to do
Jesus.
is go into our parking lot and
Dump it 50 times. We'll pass you no matter what because we need the money.
Anyway, so then starting a small business is like, do you start off with yourself? Like, and is it only yourself? Do you have employees now?
Right now, I'm working by myself. I offering, all the services by myself, and eventually, I would like to grow. It is right now hard to find, employees who would really put work into work, I guess.
It's kind of like with me, where like it's hard to get guys because I need someone to shoot exactly like me and edit exactly like me. So it's hard to get people. She needs that. She has a brand, like a style of how she does everything. So I think
Right.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Yes,
That's
yes.
the number one problem for any small business is like the owner figuring out like how you're going to hire someone
That's
to
a
do
good fit.
that
yeah.
does something exactly how you would do it, and it's nearly impossible because no one's going to care
We
as
don't
much as you
remember.
care.
Like, we don't remember how we do things. So
Yeah. We hire employees that do things better than us.
Yeah,
Like, that's the
exactly.
key.
Really?
Yeah.
Is you do.
Well, one
I
of
know a
them.
few
Wow,
that,
the only one that's
Yeah,
here.
only one. Yeah. The other ones, I've never considered anybody else really an employee. They were just a probation.
So, do you does your family still be like, how is this happening? How is this working? Are they in disbelief that you have this successful business in America doing these
We have a
things?
family now, and
And she kind of downplays how nice her studio. She has like a super nice studio right next to like Eddie V's in downtown.
Oh,
Like,
that's Fancy Town.
center
You're
part-
in Fancy
The
Town.
center
Oh,
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
like
okay.
Sandlake Road.
I know.
So she
Yeah,
downplays
I
Oh,
know.
the rent there is
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's more than a mortgage.
Yeah, yeah, but with those type of treatments, that's a target-rich environment. That's a
Yep.
smart move. You need to be in those areas. It's kind of like when we've talked to friends of ours. It's like you don't really trust the attorney who drives up in the really, really terrible car that's like, it's like leaking oil and it's on fire and he's having you jump it so he can get to court. It's like I don't know if I trust you, dude.
I like getting my microblading done in a garage. I mean, she knows how to do it. Anyway,
That's a nice dartboard.
So how does it work? Going back to like when you come here, you have a business now.
Oh, they're gonna microblade you now because you got your grandpa's bushers up there. He's got these big bushers. His eyebrow. Look at that one on the
We'll wax
left.
them first.
That one on the left is a straight.
I know, it's getting big.
That one we call it the Merle.
the
Merle.
My pop-up had like literally
awesome.
two hair hats above each eye. Like they stuck out 2 inches.
What
Yeah,
is
trim them down.
Goddamn pop up! There's a new era. Flat brims coming straight off.
So now that you're married to Joe, is it like you could stay for good? How does that work? I don't even understand.
Yeah, no. So actually, before I met, I'll let you tell it.
No, you tell it.
All right.
Oh,
No,
fine. Love bird
no,
fight.
When I met her, she was already a citizen, so she worked super hard for about 9.5, 10 years, and then got her citizenship. So when I met her, she had nothing to gain from me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Andrea. That's Andrea.
Yeah, like,
okay.
everything to lose, nothing to gain.
Because I was about to say successful businesswoman. I was like, why are you married to Joe? And then I was like, oh, for the citizenship.
That's cameraman. He's got his head in the
That's
side.
the first place my mind.
I needed
went
a
to.
commercial
I'm like,
for a business.
It's like, you know.
That's where my mind went. I'm like,
Yeah,
she's trying to
Joe's
get
just
something.
riding 4 wheels and Peace River.
Jet ski every day.
So now when like, is there any permanent makeup you wouldn't do? Like, do people ever come in and ask for?
I wanted them to write in Chinese lettering on my eyebrows, white powder.
Do people ask for something where you're like, I'm not gonna do that? Like tattoo artists sometimes won't tattoo someone's neck.
If it's like
or
racist
face,
or outwardly,
or
like,
even at all, they're like,
hands,
I'm not gonna tattoo your face because I just don't want to do that. So will you
face,
like,
neck, hands.
like say someone wants to get extreme
Feet.
makeup, like the Drew Carey lady?
Mimi.
Reference.
Mimi. Why do I know? You know what? The fact that you said
That's
it,
an
I
old
was
man.
like, oh, Mimi.
That's an old man reference, but like something extreme where you're like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Absolutely. The permanent makeup is actually created not to replace your makeup. It's just to enhance the natural beauty. So in the way it should be done very naturally, very like not that unnoticeable, but just for enhancement. So for the
little, it's all about
Exactly.
subtlety.
Minimalist.
Minimum. Yeah, exactly. So, for example, if you're in the pool, in the ocean, you don't have to wear your makeup, but you still look nice.
I make my wife wear makeup in the ocean. Because if not, she'll look like some old, old crab.
You're like, oh, Ursula.
Unfortunate soul.
Yeah, when she first told me she does permanent makeup when we first met, I thought it was just like, like you shave your eyebrows and you just have permanent.
Yeah, that's called the carrot top.
Like she has permanent makeup. Like her eyebrows, her lips are candy lipped. So she doesn't have any makeup on right now.
Can you candy lip me?
Really?
Can I candy lip myself?
So,
I want my lips to look plump and juicy and red at all times. I want everybody
Like
looking
red.
at. I want every
Red,
man.
red.
I want every man and woman who looks at my lips to be like, ooh la la. I want him to be like, suckle that blue. He's got big old lippers.
Can you tattoo my rosacea off? Because
That's alcohol.
even it out.
Okay, I've wanted to ask this question. I mean, no disrespect.
No,
we have asked this on the show. You've probably heard this question before. I've asked this many times. Sam usually gives me the eye roll, tells me, oh, come on. The microblade technique. For someone like Tom who likes to bick his genitals down
come on.
smooth, can you use that technique to make it appear like you have permanent pubes?
Funny you ask.
Yeah, funny I ask. Thank you. I have a professional woman here.
You can do everything. Actually, in Europe, one of my friends, he does for women a landing strip.
He does like a landing strip on the men. You need that.
He microblades a landing strip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I saw the work. It's an interesting. I don't know if it's
wanna
gonna
see the
get
Popular?
any popular.
Right.
Yeah, because
He's a
there's out
visionary,
there
this man.
people do freckles as a tattoo,
I want a heart. I want a little
There's
heart
a lot
patch.
Of some techniques right now in Europe. They try and actually tattoo a blush, like ladies wearing like makeup like as a blush. So it's an interesting how it develops. I don't know if it's going to be super popular or something, but there's definitely they trying out, different styles.
See, there you go. True question. So if somebody had like, let's say they did have like chemo, I'm guessing, does your pubes fall out, right?
I don't know.
I think your pubes
Yeah,
fall out.
all
I think
your
the
hair.
chemo blows your
Yeah,
pubes
yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
if the chemo blows your pubes out, you can go.
Again, I don't know why you want pubes. Like, it seems.
Well, you're getting the best of both worlds here because you're getting the look and the fluff of pubes with none of the actual pubes. It's just an illusion. It's like when you touch it,
Yeah,
it's like
I
might
like
as well be an
that.
NFT. It's NFT pubes. NFT pubes.
Name of the show.
I'm telling you right now, that could be huge.
So
I need to get in touch with your Eastern Bloc friend and maybe we'll make a deal.
Plug your studio one more time so people know where it's at.
Yeah, it's Studio de la Croix. We are located at the Plaza Venezia in Dr. Phillips on the Sand Lake. Inside Sola Salons, it's a second floor.
Oh, that is a nice area. Wear a collared shirt if you go around there, people.
So,
Don't be embarrassing us.
how did you and Joe meet? I know you guys.
Always the interview mode. Let's do it.
Well, we talk about the couch. No, I'm just joking. No, we met at a coffee shop in Windermere.
No, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's so not interesting at all. No.
Just Joe's kind of the stereotypical. Like he's an American Joe. Yeah, like
He's
that
a good old American.
He's a good old American Joe.
Yeah, he likes
Like,
holding
it's
the
like-
camera. He likes beer.
He likes beer. He likes phone.
Drive a Jeep.
American Joe.
I like the sunshine.
Couldn't get weirder.
So is that what drew you to Joe?
I was actually just on a production. I was going there to get a water, and she was getting a coffee, and we started talking. She asked to sit down. I felt really bad for her. I thought she thought I was like, I needed help or something. And she,
like you were special needs?
Yeah. The whole time, honestly,
he's so
the whole time,
stupid.
They're like shutting down this cafe, and the whole time I'm like, this poor girl. I feel so bad. Like I kept being like, I can leave. I can leave. And
It's funny to say, I went actually, we start talking and we talked for like maybe, 15 minutes. I went to the bathroom to call my mom. I'm like, to say, oh my gosh, I met such a
I'm
cute
like, she's not
guy.
coming back.
Yeah, and
I
he's
call-
sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, that's it, she left.
I met John Krasinski from The Office.
ate too many donuts.
No.
And has he taken you 4-wheel riding
Yeah,
and
has he given the
the
full American
camping
Joe
and
experience?
all
Yeah,
the Florida?
Yeah, she's got the Confederate flag T-shirts now.
Whoa, Joe. That's not part of being
I'm
American
joking,
Joe.
I'm joking.
That's an advanced American Joe. That's a different American Joe.
She gets those jokes. No, my point is she's full on redneck now.
We're
Yeah,
like Eastern Bloc redneck.
Yeah,
that's
that's funny.
I don't know how that works.
You should hear that accent.
Hybrid.
It's a hybrid.
Well,
Oh, you
Alexandra,
guys are too cute.
thanks so much for telling us
Appreciate
about your job and kind of your life's journey, because that is the quintessential, like, I feel like the American dream,
Yeah.
right? You come here with nothing and
you-
you work your way up to a small business owner.
Yeah, but through that, you have to persevere. There's some scary things. You have to take some risks. You have to do some things like you have to ride in a car with two men you've never seen again
Yeah.
to a day's
Right.
end. Sometimes you got to ride with two men to a day's end, and then they disappear.
And most people have all the opportunity in the world, can't be a small
No.
business owner.
Yeah.
Like,
And you
their
know that.
parents are paying to give you money,
Yeah.
college, whatever. They're
Some
like,
people's
it didn't
parents
work.
give them everything, and they do nothing.
That's the worst for you, I think. But it's so much easier, man. If like you just grow up with rich parents, then you start working.
Do you
at
sometimes
their,
you wish you had grown up with rich parents, or do you like the way things are shaken
No,
out?
I do like.
Tell
Yeah,
them
see?
about your
But
parents.
it's so much easier.
Do you know when
You
you
don't
know
have
that's
to
a,
ride it in
you
you.
know that's a real thing though when you go around the world and you ask people in other countries and then you place it up against the happiness of Americans. There was a study I want to say 3 weeks ago where they were talking about how most people that have it harder, that have to persevere a bit more, always are happier than people that are just gifted. They're just like, I'm miserable because I do nothing.
I know, but it just doesn't seem right. It seems like the other way is way better, right?
Yeah.
It seems
like
like
your story is so hard. Like you're gonna
Look how happy she is. That beautiful family. she's
Kissimmee
starting.
days
Yeah.
into like business owner and fancy.
They got the double business.
Yeah, and actually, my parents also migrated now. They just came in end of the June.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
So
January. Yes.
they've only been here like a month or 2 months.
Yeah,
whatever.
2 months.
Oh my God! You got to get them some Confederate shirts.
They brought them. That's where they make them.
Joe is so terrible. My God. Hey guys, thanks so much for
Yeah.
coming in.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Thanks for telling your story. We hope to get to do it again. Now, where are we at? Are we on hobbies? Or are we jobs? Or are we doing it all?
Hey, we're going back
Take
and
it all
forth.
comers. Take it all comers.
Yeah. I like a mix of both. I feel, everybody's got an interesting story. Every job is interesting enough because it's all weird. Like Joe's job weird. Everybody's job's weird.
Yeah, Joe's is pretty good.
I like my job.
All right.
But it is weird.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do some voicemail.
All right, buddy. You have your choice, too. If you would like to do voicemails and emails, we can do both.
All right.
Because I've been loading up some voicemails, too. If you want to leave us a voicemail message, super easy to do. Email, show@tomandan.com. That's the easy one. And then if you have our app, you just hit that little button that says Mediocre Messages, hold it down, leave your message that way, or you can call 1-844-TOMNDAN. That is our line. The phone line rings to the studio, but you can leave a message there if you would like. Let's get this out of the way because this is like serious business. This lady called in and wanted us to give a shout out.
Hey, Tom and Dan, Sam. This is Letitia and Johnny. We're your BDMs. I just wanted to wonder if you guys could give a shout out to my dog Pixie. She just passed away. Today is April 9th. I just would like to, just say goodbye to her properly, like a real BDM. Thanks, man.
God bless you. God bless Pixie. God bless you, your family, and Pixie. And I flagged that one special. Pixie was a BDM. And just sending you love right now. I'm very sorry. I know what it feels like. Caesar passed about 4 weeks ago or so. I'm just now able to a point where I can even say his name without getting all weirded out. So I know how you feel, and I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Shout out to Pixie.
Yeah.
That's
from Tom. And that's from Tom. Tom gave
That
Pixie.
means a lot coming from
That
him.
has never been said before. In
No.
fact, we should have shirts now that
Why do
say
you
shout
want
out
that?
to Pixie.
Kind of weird that you want that.
No, it's not. She wanted to give some love to her.
People grieve in different ways.
Man, just because you don't grieve ever.
Yeah, but who are we giving? We're giving the shout out to her, not
And
Pixie.
it's both. It's a shout out to her for Pixie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I see.
Okay. You want to do an email? Sure. I know. Yeah, just leave it at what you said, please.
Oh, okay.
Sir.
All right, let's see.
First email.
Hey guys, I've recently been inundated with ads online that seem pretty inappropriate for the everyday viewer. About a month ago, I sent you a screenshot from Facebook that was straight up porno. Remember that one, guys?
Yeah, I do remember that one. And it wasn't just porno. It was like graphic opening.
Hardcore porno.
Yeah, like opening things porno.
You guys discussed it a little bit, and then a few weeks ago, I sent in an ad talking about how repulsive Larry Bird's wife is. Today, I have another one. While working, I switched over to Yahoo to see what may be happening in the world, and if there's anything left of Ukraine. While scrolling down the page, I saw something that caught my eye. Along with the stories of Russia trying to take over Europe, a teenager trying to kill his teacher, and something about election fraud, I see an ad in the middle of the stories. Now, I will say the ad did its job. It made me stop immediately and take a better look. What I saw was a full-out boob in the background.
It is a boob, yeah.
With the lady playing water polo in the foreground. And I think to myself, surely that's not a girl nipple. Then I look at the headline and it says, she was elected the most beautiful athlete. So I go back to the picture and take a closer look. And sure enough, the boob in the background is on a woman, and it's a nice one. As you can see from the screenshot, that it's a full-on boob hanging out of what looks like a one-piece swimsuit.
You'll have to hand that to Tom.
It might be if the background, but the focus is perfect. Is anyone else getting these crazy ads, or is it just me? Has the internet decided there are too many ads to monitor, so anything goes now?
He sent it to me, and I saw it, and it is a picture of, it looks like a photo of a story about water polo, and then in the background, there's a person playing water polo, and their tee is flopped out of their water polo shirt.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
I have never
Tom just
seen
Lil Wayne'd it.
I have never seen
Or Lil Jon did, rather.
nudity.
Someone else in the Twitch chat said that they saw that exact ad yesterday.
Yeah, I pulled up the actual ad because I wanted to see if it was just happening to him, right? So I had the link, and I went to it, and it worked here on the computer, too. It's not there now, but it was there. It's a real thing. They're doing that deliberately for clicks, right? You sneak in the photo and then yeah.
And then you try, and then you're trying to trick
and
the
all it's
algorithm,
going to do
right?
is get pulled. It's not like you get fined or anything.
Yeah, there's
for
no
that.
recourse there.
Yeah, there's no.
Even if you're a big company, you know, like what do you just do? Oh, so sorry, you know, no big deal. It's crazy.
So I guess with so much, the algorithm just is going to slip up every once in a while. But it is bizarre that this guy saw two, and I've never seen any. And maybe I don't pay attention to
haven't
anything.
either yet.
I'm not very attention to
That's
detail
true.
type
You're not
of person.
observant at all.
Yeah.
I
get
also
past me.
use like a lot of like, I'm not going to say advanced browsers, but I'm not a Safari guy. I use Chrome. I've got ad blockers. You know what I mean? Like my searches are a little more bare than yours. I mean, you kind of do it like any typical dad would on his iPhone, right? You get the Safari and you just type in the bar.
Yeah.
You're not using any advanced software.
No.
You're not using any ad blockers, nothing. You're not VPN. You're like literally just, and so it's weird. I would imagine you would see it.
And I trust whatever, like if I ask a question and the top of a Google search.
Like
and then-
Quora or something.
And then
up
it
there?
has
Yeah.
like the answer.
Any
like
answer there, I'll do it.
Yeah. Like
it's
I was like,
hold your breath until you die. I'm like, all right.
I'm like, that sounds right. And I just go with that as it's the 100% fact.
Sometimes it's not though. Let's try this one.
Hey, Tom, Dan, and Samantha. It's Canadian Josh. Something very odd happened to me today, and I wanted to run it by you, and you can play along too. Maybe you'd be in the same boat as me. The topic actually came up on the News Junkie, and they were talking about some story whereas younger generations, they're saying, don't know the names of their grandparents, specifically the first name of their grandparents. So I'm like, oh yeah, I know all my grandparents' first names, and I kind of went through them in my head, and then I realized at 46 years of age, I, until today, did not know the first name of my grandmother on my mother's side. Is that weird? Can you guys, all three of you, name the first name of all your grandparents right now? I did not know. I had an uncomfortable conversation with my mother. She was flabbergasted that I did not know that, but found that out today. Your thoughts? I'll hang up and listen.
I was
Love you guys.
I was listening to that show. I was listening to the News Junkie when they were kicking this around. Shout out to those guys, to Sean and C-Lane and Sabrina. I had the same discussion with my wife, and I know all of my grandparents' names.
Well, it makes sense because most people call their grandparents like some sort of meemaw or pop-pop or peepaw or, it's goof names. So I remember growing up not, like when I was a kid, not knowing my pop-pop's actual first name until I got an adult.
But they're asking now if you know
that.
that. Like, Sam, do you know?
The only one, and I did know it, my dad's mother died when I was a baby, so I never grew up with her. And I knew her name back in the day, but I can't remember what it was now.
On my mother's side,
and then you're just like, you're like, why go back and even find out?
I take great pride in the fact that I know it. Like, Hazel was my mom's mother, and Ira was my mom's father. And on my dad's side, you had Robert, or no, actually, well, that was my step-grandfather. When she remarried. Then you had my dad's father, which was Daniel. That's an easy one. And then you had my grandmother, who was Lucille, which, Maisie's middle name is Lucille. And her first name is Maisie because that's what they called Hazel. They called her Maisie.
Yeah. I got a Paul, Mary, Merle, and Georgette.
Oh, yeah. You and I got some old names. We got the Iras.
I got Lois, Jimmy, and Robert, and I can't remember.
Lois and Jimmy sound fun. They sound like a fun group. Jimmy, I like Jim Colbert. I know he's trying to transition to the Jim part, but it's a more fun when you're a Jimmy, I feel like. Jim, when I hear Jimmy, I'm like, that's a guy that has a foamer koozie. He's got a bass boat. Party guy.
Well, he killed himself, so
oh,
not that fun.
Wow, you didn't need to bring that up.
Oh, I thought we were being open and honest here.
What's your opinion on some of my super old friends will call me Tommy?
I don't like that.
Do
You're a
they?
man. You're a grown-ass man.
Yeah. Like
you need to shut that down.
Because they knew
The
me
wizard
as
does
Tommy.
that. The wizard says it all the time.
Yeah, because I met him in middle school. So in middle school.
You didn't go by TC then?
No, I never went by TC in school, or it was always Tommy in school.
Oh.
TC
When did you go by Colon Crusher? Was that was like what? 12th grade, I feel like, right?
Even when I was a kid, I didn't want to tell people TC because inevitably they'd be like TJ, AC,
TT.
Yeah. TJ, like it's too confusing for people. So it's like, Tommy is hard to mess
I feel like
up.
2 letters is pretty easy for people.
It is not.
How about T? Just T.
No, because then I'm like, who do you think you are? You want me to just call me? What's your name? Like I don't want to call you some alias that you made up. You're T-Bone and George Costanza.
T-Bone.
You want to try another one?
Yeah.
Let's try this guy.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I want to say if you have a display of samurai swords in your house, you probably have a yellow python.
That checks out. I feel like that checks out.
You're more likely to have a python for sure. The samurai sword display is a very like Dwight Schrute style like thing
It's
to
what
do.
trashy people feel is fancy.
Yeah.
Trashy people also feel like a statue of a castle with like a dragon and a wizard with like a crystal glued on it. It's like an incense burner. They think that stuff's fancy too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
also hang up flags. They do a lot of weird stuff.
You theme out your bathroom like the beach.
yeah.
It's all
Or
trash.
Disney. We did Disney.
Yeah.
I feel like the Disney bathroom is a little classier than the beach bathroom, but I could be wrong on that. I'd just bias.
a lot of shields with paintings on them.
Yeah,
that's
with where you swear up and down that it is your family's crest, but it is not your family's crest. It's just some garbage you bought at Epcot while your wife was buying a Schafferhofer and a gigantic pretzel.
They're like, what's your last name? All right, we don't have that one. What's the first letter of your last
We'll
name?
get close.
Yeah.
And it's always the same thing. It's always yellow, blue, and you have a lion.
Yeah.
Well, everybody has a goddamn lion. It's the only animals that were around.
Yeah, a lion and then some hog with arrows sticking out of
Yeah,
it.
they're
It's
all
like,
the
right,
same.
My family is a lion with a hog with arrows sticking
There's
out
got
of
to
it.
be some cowardly families that don't have a lion. Where are the families that are a sheep? Or where are the families that are like not a lion? Where are those families? Right? And not everybody can be a lion.
Yeah, there's got I did feel bad for Tommy.
God.
Because
What are you doing?
they watched Harry Potter for the first time, right? But
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna wait on that.
they wanted to watch it. My wife's sister was big into Harry Potter when she was a kid.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
they have all the stuff, like they have the wands and she has
Glasses.
She read all the books. It was the whole
Yeah.
thing. So they
Muggles and chocolate frogs.
So
and
they came over with this whole all the things,
The stuff.
like, all the stuff that they bought,
wizard crap.
and then with also like quizzes to see which
House you're in.
Hey, yeah,
God, I
there
know
it is.
all
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Are you Hufflepuff? Are you Twizzle Slark?
I
Are
am
you
a-
Snizzle Rack? Or
my-
are you Flazzle Rab?
My quiz came out to Dumbledore. Is it Dumbledore?
No,
Is that
Dumbledore's a person.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor, you're virtuous and good.
So-
I'm more Slytherin. I'm a nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna curse.
Whoa.
So yeah,
You are Slytherin.
I like it in the butt. I'm Slytherin.
Oh my god.
and then they're like, I think my wife got something
She's
else.
Hufflepuff.
No, well, Tommy got the Hufflepuff, and then I felt bad because everybody else like Slytherin, Dumbledore,
The cool ones, yeah.
and then we watched the movie, and the Hufflepuff stinks. So
Yeah,
that's the worst
They're the
one.
nerds. They're the
Yeah,
fat kids.
At least you want to be
Got the Hufflepuff going up the stairs.
the good guys, or at least you're the villains. Is cool,
Right,
but
right.
the Hufflepuff is the middle of the road,
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah,
vanilla.
They don't even matter.
And then I was like, "Oh, Tommy, you blew it." Anyway, so go ahead. Next email. Want to do email?
Okay, we'll do it.
Which one's worse? Slytherin is bad. Ravensclaw, that's like sort of bad, right?
It sounds better than Hufflepuff.
It does. Hufflepuff
Yeah.
is the fat kids. I'm telling
It's the
you.
worst.
It
It's
100%
It's
is.
the
Hufflepuff,
fa-
right? It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
Huff and Puff.
Yeah, it's
Well, it should
Hufflepuff.
be Hufflepuff because I can't go up these stairs,
Yeah, yeah.
Dumbledore. Do we have an elevator in the castle?
I'm like, "No, you got the nerd one," which I was like, kind of
I
accurate.
can't play Quidditch because I need to ride 3 brooms.
All right, this one says, "Hey guys, gay Jesse, LSD Jesse, whatever. I've been over the years here. I was really excited for you when you started talking about getting a drum set again. I'm a guitar man, and I'd love to pick one up to noodle with again, but lately I've been messing with drum machines. I got this recreation of a Roland 808, the Behringer RD8, and I love it, but I've definitely outgrown it. I want more drum sounds. One of the things a dumb old man about is beats. I like drum machines. I refuse to learn computers and DAWs. I'm actually just scared. But I do love the physical box with buttons and knobs. Roland has always had a special place in my heart. Their guitar products were way ahead of their time, and we both grew up hearing the 808 and 909 everywhere. I've been looking at Roland's newest drum machine, the TR-8S. This thing is bad. Every sample Roland had ever had, lots, I guess. I just wanted to chat your ear off about Roland stuff and dad hobbies.
Yeah, he's freaking out.
I hope you're enjoying your new kit and having all the dad fun. I figure I'll watch and read another week's worth of reviews before I give in and buy this new thing."
Yeah, in a good way, he's having a freak out. I did too, and I bought the newest, middle of the road. It's certainly not the best, but it's just a new Roland V drum kit. If you email me, I can get the actual model. I'm blanking on it now because they have so many different incarnations of this particular drum set. But yeah, I use it for like exercise and meditation because my Apple Watch will go off while I'm playing, and like it'll be like, "You're running a marathon," and I'm just sitting there playing drums.
Do you play with music?
Yes.
Or okay, so you play with popular music or just generic?
Man, they've made it so easy. You would have thought that Roland would have put a Bluetooth module within this kit maybe 15 years ago, right? But the version that I have, and this is how you can find the model number I have, it's the first incarnation of the V-Drum kit that actually has a Bluetooth module where I can, as soon as I walk into the room, it finds my phone. And then it links up to my phone, so I can go to like a YouTube and type in, like yesterday, I typed in Bruno Mars, 24 karat gold, no drums. It pulls it up, and I can sit there and play with like a awesome funky pop band, and I can play all the drum parts, you know? Hashtagged blessed.
Does Maisie ask to play it?
You know what? She has zero interest in it whatsoever.
That's weird. You think that just the it
Just
looks
being,
like,
yeah, it's
like,
an
I wanna
attractive
do it.
nuisance,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
No. She'll crawl up, look at me. She'll be in her dance outfit. She'll be like, "Dinner's ready," and she'll come downstairs. Like she don't care.
She's like, I want to hit the drum set or play drums.
Brother, everything you know I want to happen just does not happen. I thought if I bought it and set it up, she'd come up and be like, I've waited for this day for you, my loving father, to teach me how to drum. Nope, doesn't even care. Doesn't even, like, that's a nerd. It's stupid. Go bang on your drums, Dad. It's dumb.
But it's actually kind of, it's not like you're up there painting your trains, you know, like, the drum set is cool.
Yeah,
like,
she doesn't care.
That's, it's funny.
Doesn't even care. You got an email, Sam?
Sure.
Or no, actually, we just did one. Let's do this one. Let's do this lawn guys. We get a lot of lawn guy calls.
Hey guys, you're lucky.
Oh no, we did that one. That's the guy with the storm. But then he called back later and was complaining about another one of his clients.
Yo, BDM Neil here. Another topic for you. How many non-people that they don't know about Tom and Dan, I mean like people that don't know about Tom and Dan, may actually have a BDM's car with their BDM sticker on it? Because I encountered one, you know, I was going to see a friend, and I saw a truck out. He was coming back from like delivering car with his other friend, has a BDM sticker. I'm like, yo, I'm wearing my BDM shirt. He's like, oh yeah, I bought that from my friend. That was his truck before. He's the BDM. I've been to a couple events or whatever. They're cool. But so how many people do you think really have like a car that maybe they're not actually BDM or maybe even a regular listener? Love y'all. Peace.
I flagged this one because on multiple occasions I've been with my wife when we're going somewhere, and she's more observant than me, and she'll be like, hey, BDM sticker on that car, and then I'll go, pull up beside them, I'll make their day. So she pulls up beside them, and I put my window down, and I'm like, hello, it is I, one half of your heroes. And the people look at me like I'm a effing idiot. They're like, you're causing an accident, I'm calling the police, you're a moron.
Like, that's insane.
They're like, ew, ugly. You know, like it's the exact opposite reaction.
Well, there's a couple things here. One is it's weird that you buy a car and then you don't take off the previous owner's stickers.
A lot of people do that. Too lazy.
Man,
well, I just feel
you would not do that.
He would.
If you bought a used car, you would not take off previous stickers.
I feel like I would. Like
when you sold your Drunky the Bear truck, did you take the Drunky the Bear sticker off the steering wheel?
No, I didn't. But I assume the Puerto Rican gentleman that bought it may have.
Like when I sold any car I've ever sold, if it's had a sticker on it, a BDM sticker, Tom and Dan, I take all the stickers off before I go to the dealership.
Oh, well, that's a different. Yeah. Well, now you're,
you're
trading it in. Yeah. We're talking about. I mean, this guy obviously.
Well, you don't have to take your stickers off if you trade in.
Bought it on a Craigslist deal. Yeah, but they're going to take them off, so you're just saving them the step and then trying to get the extra value because the car is such mint condition.
Yeah, it's perfect.
When you're selling a car on Craigslist, you just leave it all on there. But I assume the new owner, because I feel like I'd take a razor blade and scrape the stickers off. I don't want the I Heart what is it? The Four Rivers Barbecue or the,
right.
You know, the weirdo radio station or the, you
Sure.
know, or the
Safe
how
for
fast
little
they
ears.
ran a
Yeah.
5K
or the zombie family ate your family or any of that garbage. Yeah.
And then
I saw one yesterday. I saw a license plate frame. This is all it said. It said Nicki Minaj, Queen of Rap.
All right.
That's all it said. It was a
Yeah.
license plate frame. I'm like, that is a specific ass license plate frame.
And then also, second, there are a lot of people, and me and Daniel's favorite joke is the Puerto Rican mom,
Puerto Rican grandma,
or grandma that's driving around her sons
CRX,
or grandsons,
like a green
lowered
Civic,
Civic with a rim,
shocker sticker on the back,
with a giant aftermarket exhaust.
Oh yeah,
and she and her car broke, so she's driving, bouncing because they cut the shocks off.
She's going up to Joanne Fabrics because you got to get some extra quilting material.
And you could tell, you're like, oh, this lady borrowed her grandson's car.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her, man.
It's got
there's nowhere to put my purse. She doesn't like. She's driving it around, and it's low. It's lowered, and she's having to go slow over speed bumps, or she's scraped crazy trying to get the True Leave to get some medicine.
She's listening to NPR, but the bass is loud. Yeah. Like, oh my God. Diane Rehm, the bass in her voice. Anyway, all right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Remember, BDM Appreciation Week is next week, so sign up to win prizes or possibly win prizes, and make sure your address is correct.
Indeed, and if you change your address or anything at tomanddan.com, it does ask you to re-enter your credit card information. That's for your safety and just to make sure everything is on the up and up. First email, Sam.
Speaking of BDM Appreciation Week, this is a grateful fan email.
All right.
Good morning, Tom, Dan, and Sam. A couple days ago, you requested that we left a voicemail expressing what being a BDM meant to us. I can't figure out the voicemail on the app yet, LOL. But while I do not participate in the BDM groups on Facebook, I deleted Facebook, so you can leave that out. Which a lot of people have done recently.
Yeah. Most people have just taken the route of getting rid of social media, and that could be a better option for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've pulled back from it. I know a lot of friends have pulled back from it. It's just easier, you know.
You can do it. Your life may be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or not change at all.
It's like
just keep it for the BDM groups.
Well, it's like anything else, right? You know, fast food, when it's needed, it can be very convenient and great, right? But if you eat it every single day, it ain't good for you. And we know that. It's the same thing. Same thing.
It says, I did upgrade my BDM membership to the highest tier last month. Hear me out. I'm picking up on some of Tom's logic regarding the personal value of our entertainment. I upgraded from the $8 to $10 because you guys bring so much valuable entertainment to my life. I listen to you guys in the shower, when getting ready for work, on my car ride to and from work. That's a lot of entertainment hours. Wow. You guys deserve the highest investment on my behalf because you provide me with so many hours of entertainment. Then add in your awesome suggestions for restaurants and businesses. I consider the value of Tom and Dan Entertainment extremely high. I want to thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. I talk for a living, so I know how hard it is to go to work every day, push your personal life to the side, and put on a smile for your clients. I've been a fan since the Monsters, so happy to be a part of the T&D family and BDM for life. Wishing you guys so much success. Land Cruise was amazing.
Yeah, that's Jim Colbert, too.
Oh, well, I was about to say, what does he do? He talks for a living?
That is Jimmy Colbert.
Because he says he talks for a living. Now I'm curious, what does he do?
You're
What do you
assuming
do?
gender.
Who is this guy? Girls gonna talk for a living.
It seems like they should be able to, but
my wife does, but I'm not listening to her.
And it doesn't really count if you're in sales and you say you talk for a living. Like, I understand there's a lot of talking involved, but you're selling stuff. That's your job.
Yeah, but you couldn't do that.
Talk for a living.
You couldn't do that. You couldn't cold call people. That's your worst nightmare. You hate that. You hate cold calls.
Yeah.
I hate cold calls.
Even
who loves cold? There are some people. There's a guy out there that he like gets off
the challenge of it. Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't re-engineered like the challenge of cold calling into like some sort of gambling deal. Because there is an element there of like having everything prepared, finding the edge on the client that you're talking to, weaving your way in, using your manipulation techniques to try. You know what I mean?
I don't like any of that. Like, I don't like the sales part where I have to sell you on anything. I just want you to like want what we're offering, and then I provide that, and then that's the transaction.
Okay,
because that's easier for me. I don't want to sit there and convince you why you should advertise with us or anything. I just want you come to me and be like, "Hey, I want advertising," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, here it is.
I'll do it."
And
it's like they're bothering you,
and then we do it, and then you never talk to me again.
And I never talk to you again. And they're like, "Sir, I'd like to ask how my advertising." No. It was fine. Your advertising was fine. There, you have it.
And then when you do email me, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about you.
Oh my God, Travis isn't with us anymore. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Who are you again? I forgot about you.
It's true. You're advertising.
It's funny because it's true. I got a voicemail. I got another voicemail. Here we go.
Hey guys, when I was a kid, I had 3 siblings, and my parents would take us to do weird things on the weekends to entertain us. A couple of the things were going to Winter Park to ride the elevator in one of the buildings. We would take turns pushing the elevator button. We thought it was fun because it was all glass. And one time my brother got stuck in it, and they had to call the fire department to let him out. Some other times they would take us to the Orlando airport to ride that monorail thing back and forth, and we would do that all day long.
Oh my God.
And another thing was they would take us to construction sites on the weekend, and we would walk around homes that were being built.
Now, I saved this one because my mom and dad, look, we weren't poor. Like, we weren't like destitute, you know. We had a house and everything. But for entertainment, my family would pull off the side of the road at new construction, and we would walk construction sites. And I had to flag this. That's an elevated trash move. When my dad would be like, "Oh my God, a condominium!" And he'd pull over, and we'd all get out and don't touch anything. There might be nails, and we just walk through the construction site. That was a thing. That's a Florida trash thing. I'm sorry.
That's pretty funny. We should do a category of like
we should
poor
do that.
Parents entertaining their kids, and
Let's do a go-to show.
Could just be cheap parents too.
It's cheap parents. Yeah, they don't even need to be poor, right? Like these parents probably had money.
This I don't think exists anymore because we live in a society now that caters to kids' entertainment, and there are tons of free things for kids to do that I mean there are amazing parks that you can go to,
my man, we've got the Science Center right up the road, the Orange County Library
that costs money though.
Well, no, not Orange County. If you live in Orange County, there's so many like free things to do that the library offers to you. You know, you just got to be organized.
I feel like there's so many other like playgrounds and different free stuff that you can go to.
We do have an abundance
of parks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that doesn't necessarily cost money, that you don't have to go to the downtown elevator and
Does
start
Blue
riding
Gardens cost money?
Yeah.
Like
most things do.
Even just to go into the area and just kind of walk around?
I think just to walk it, you have to pay a fee.
Oh, I didn't know you did.
Unless I'm wrong, I've only gone there really for events. And
me too.
$15.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too expensive.
For an adult. For a child, $10.
Oh my God.
What other?
You better start snapping some photos with those eyeballs, kid.
Going and fishing off a pier is another.
Gotta have a fishing license though. Costs money.
You know, my dad never wanted to do that.
Yeah.
He would give me a cane pole. I was only allowed to have cane poles because the Zebcos and the ones that like those were too expensive. But I would take my cane pole and a Homer bucket down to these ponds, and I'd fish for like shiners.
Yeah. And I never even knew fishing license existed until I was an adult.
Yeah, me neither.
Like
until I got on bodies of water with like boats. Like if I was walking to a body of water, I'm like, what are you gonna do? I walk to a body of water. I have a fishing pole, and you're gonna arrest me for fishing? That's not a thing.
Yeah. I fish all the time for no license.
They ticket you. They don't arrest you.
Yeah. Just they give you a ticket.
I think it's stupid.
It is stupid.
It's just the government trying to make
Do the
$1.
fish have to have a license? If you're gonna make me have a license, you have to make the fish have a license. They got to register. You got another email over there? Okay.
So this is a follow-up to a voicemail we had. Remember when the man called about his wife waking him up to make the dog go pee?
I believe that was DeBerry Joe, and he had called in to say, because we were confused. We had called in that his wife was going to take the dogs out at 2 a.m. and he had to work early, and she started like waking him up.
Yeah, so he says, I left the voicemail about the girlfriend waking me up to let the dogs out. She shook me to wake me up. It wasn't accidental. She wanted me to do it even though she had the day off.
I've done that with Andrea. I have full transparency. I'll lay there, and if Maggie will lick your hand when she wants to go out, she's really smart. Like, she'll wake you up through licking your hand, and you'll be like, yo, all right. And if Maggie starts licking my hand, I'll then tap Andrea, and I'll be like, she's licking me. which is really stupid. I could just take the dog out. But I think my first reaction is for her to take the dog out.
Well,
we know you're not supposed to wake her up in the middle of the night.
I know.
She's a cranky sleeper.
I know. So normally I'll just pretend like Maggie's not licking me and just roll the dice.
Dog pee-pee's
roll the pee-pee dice.
Are they his dogs, though? Because you could make the argument that...
I don't know.
That's a good question.
We need more clarification, DeBerry Joe.
If they're his dogs, then...
I might be with you on this.
Your girlfriend's like, hey, your dogs want to go out. I'm not going to let them out. Even though you have to work, like, it's your responsibility.
Your goddamn dog. Yeah.
When you live together and have dogs, there ain't no your dogs, my dogs. It's dogs. Right?
I feel like, okay, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend that has animals and you move in with them, yes, I know it's like the stepdad thing. Like, over time, you develop a bond with these animals, but
they're not
the first, like, year and a half, they're that other person's animals. Like, you can help out, but if something's going down, there's doo-doo or something spraying, they're like, yeah, that's yours. Like, I moved in here, and I'll help you, but this is... In the middle of the night, you got to deal with this.
I don't know.
It's like, I didn't buy these animals. I moved in with you.
So wait, you, in the scenario that you're describing, then Lena would not have been your dog?
Well, the problem with Lena is I moved in with Crystal.
That's her dog. So anything then why were you taking it to get laser treatment for its...
That was 10 years.
It was smoking. The dog smoked, right? It needed laser treatment to stop smoking?
That was 10 years later. We've been living together. We were already married.
Okay. That makes sense. All right.
So it's like after 10 years, yes, it's my dog
too. But when you guys first got together...
it's her dog. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
that makes sense.
You know, I would run out. Like, that dog was horrible. Like, they would
They
would just run out. I remember, okay.
Oh, God. I didn't mean to do this. I'm not taking... If this becomes a thing and Crystal gets mad, I don't want to be on the hook for this.
The dog would just take off if the door was open.
Yeah, that's what most dads do on Christmas morning.
And just run and never, like, it wouldn't just, like, want to explore the front yard or the, like,
was like Forrest
Gump trying to escape your house.
It was Forrest Gump running to...
It's just to escape, like you were trying to escape.
What, it was like running for its life?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Let her go.
And of course, you know, it was Crystal's baby. So when we lived in Carlton Arms South and
Carlton Arms South.
Holden and
South
OBT.
is the worst one.
When you tell people you're from that area, you immediately get more...
I lived there for
but you're tougher because of it. Take your sons there and live for 1 week.
And it wasn't that bad, actually. Like, I'm telling you, when you live in a poor area, no one really messes with you. Because they're like, what are going to mess with this guy? He's poor like me. He lives next door to me.
Tom,
I'm going to mess with, I'm going to rob the rich person.
I was at a party where I accidentally put ghost pepper hot sauce on wings, and I gave a cabin boy, Matt is cabin, the judge of Gapetoberfest diarrhea. I gave him diarrhea from these wings, and a homeless man walked into your house and was just going to crash the party.
That was in Heroin Alley. That was an upgrade to where we used to live. Like, that was, we thought we were moving on up when we moved to Goldenrod and Curry Ford. Anyway.
I lived over there.
So when Lena took off running, she ended up in a swamp because there's a lake behind there, but there's like where the lake kind of goes into a retention pond, and then there's like trees and whatever.
Right.
She just goes and then is terrified because she knows she shouldn't have run off, and you know the dog is like,
"You're gonna beat me."
No chance of beating that dog. I wanted to, but Crystal would never let me do it or even discipline the dog. Anyway, the dog's in the swamp, and I'm like, Lena, come here.
No, it ain't gonna work.
Force me to take my shoes off and roll up my jeans, walk into the swamp while she's just standing there, and then I have to lead her out of the swamp. Oh
my God, this is like Atreyu.
Yeah,
this is like the horse in the mud.
But no, Atreyu.
Love the horse.
Yeah, and then the horse dies in the mud. Right?
What was the horse's name again? Falcor's the dragon. I don't know.
Falcor's that
Atreyu's
dog.
The boy, right?
Atreyu's the boy. The horse's name is I think it's Old Red.
Artax,
stupid.
All the names are dumb. The movie sucks.
That movie does suck, and Seth is wrong about it.
Yeah. Here's another one: the Dark Crystal with all those weird goblin puppets. That sucks too. Yeah. All that stuff sucks.
And here's how I can prove it: I'll show it to my sons, and they will definitely say it sucks.
Can we start doing movie reviews with Tommy and Max?
Yeah, they won't even get through it. First, Max would be terrified by the wolf. Terrified.
Oh yeah.
Something weird about a claymation wolf.
It's you know what? It's scarier that way. You know who proved that to me is Tool. I was like, you guys were already scary. You guys look like a whole bunch of like bald-headed weirdos. You look like Blue Man Group lost their paint, right? That's what Tool looks like. And then you make every video you do is claymation. I'm like, this is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Let's try this voicemail right here.
Hey guys, it's DeBerry Joe. Just thinking about it, and I think I could beat Seth in any sort of foot race. That's Seth Pepperoni. Yeah, I'm a 6'1", 150, and without any training at all other than 60 hours a week in lawn care, I think I could beat Seth in any style foot race. That's all.
What do you think?
Lean man. 6'1", 150.
That's lean. I mean, I'm like 153 now, losing weight, and I'm only 5'2". So he's got me by a foot, and he's got me by, like, he's 3 pounds lighter than I am.
Here, I'll just do the DeBerry Joe math
That
in
is
my head
lean.
and decide how much I want to bet on this foot race. So, there being a tall, lanky person,
not known for their speed, right? That's not the Emmett Smith or Barry Sanders school of speed.
Watch the Olympics 100-yard dash. There's not some tall beanpole.
They're usually average, right? Like 5'11", 6 foot.
They're all
6'2",
jacked
6'2"
sprinters that, you know, the super gaunt, skinny guys are good for marathon running, you know, and not
you don't
tall.
want to be too short either, though. You want to be the perfect. There's a medium height that you need to be an excellent. I think you're going to be like 6 to 6'2". Like
look at Usain Bolt's measurements, and that's the perfect.
Did you say Usain Bolt?
Yeah, look at Barack Obama, Hussein Obama. What? I don't know. Look at somebody.
What's his first name?
Usain.
Usain. Did I say Hussein?
You said
Hussein.
You said Hussein, but you usually yell that.
Hussein
Obama. Who was that? Was old? What's his name? Right? Hank Williams Jr. Remember? He was like, Hussein Obama. He gets so mad.
Anyway,
he's probably pretty mad right now.
I'll bet on Seth.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. 100-yard dash, 40-yard dash.
Look, I normally wouldn't keep
this. Is he known for his running?
He says he's fast. I wouldn't keep this voicemail. The only reason I kept this one is because, A, I like DeBerry Joe. I don't like the quality of his voicemails. They're pretty bad. But he did have a good idea. He had a good idea. And you have been telling me that, like, this year you want to bring back some of the hijinks. And I think a simple race outside the studio is a nice, it's like kind of us easing into a hot bath. It's a nice, right? It's an easy one. It's like we got a tall guy versus Seth.
Also, a lot of people do this, and I think like construction workers, lawnmen, anybody who works manual labor, they think that translates to some sort of sport or activity like running. And
I'm Julio Jones of Weed Whackers.
Like, Seth works out 2 hours a day and does
7 days a week
specific like either martial arts and stretching and like weight training and stuff.
His diet is dialed in so good that like it's amazing. His diet, it's you can't even keep up with it.
Like I know that working in lawn care is hard ass work, and it's harder than what we do, and it's hot, and there's a lot of physical activity, but you eat your breakfast at 7-Eleven, and then you drink Mountain Dew all day, and you carry around a weed eater, and I know it's hot, but I don't know if that translates into the 40-yard dash.
Right.
Like Seth's workouts twice a day does.
Yeah, like even the zombies on Walking Dead are skinny. You know what I mean? And they're slow.
Yeah. Like, you know, when's the last time you ran full speed or worked out, DeBerry Joe? It says it in your name.
You know, he didn't even want to get up to take the dogs out.
Yeah,
that's a good. You brought up something that I think every man this year, if you're listening to my voice right now, would like for you to take the Tom and Dan full speed run challenge. I'm serious.
Yeah, all right.
I think this is funny.
Film
send us your videos.
Yeah.
Send the video. So what you do is set up. It doesn't have to be a mile. It doesn't have to be
40 yards. I mean, just
across the street
50
as hard
feet.
as you can.
Yeah, like, and I want full speed.
Full speed.
And we'll call it hashtag.
Because I've done it.
Full speed dad run.
Yeah, full speed dads.
And
this is what we're doing.
Because I guarantee you, it's not as fast as you remember being.
Yeah, right. And it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
And you're gonna be like, this is weird.
And I mean like this. I'm gonna do like what I want you to be from standing. 3, 2, One, and I want the look on your face to be like, shot! Like, I want you like, I'm in
the
it,
fastest.
I'm pulling.
People that want to, give their submissions, they want to know which angle do you want. Do you want them running towards the camera, running away from the camera, or like a side view?
I don't think it matters. Use your creativity. Make sure we can see you.
Towards the camera is usually the best angle.
And the interview after you have reached your destination is going to be
huffing and
important. I need to
puffing.
hear you're going to be in the Huff and Puffs.
Yeah, the Huff and Puff house.
And then I want to hear what you think.
I want to hear your wife laughing at you in the background. I want to hear that.
And your opinion on how fast you think you were.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you it is 2 to 3 seconds slower than what you think you can
And here's
run.
another thing. Here's another thing I want you to do. When you stop, when you get to your destination and it's like, and stop, you made it, try not to pull your shirt down. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. I bet you want to pull your shirt down because your belly fell out, didn't it?
Time goes by fast.
It does.
And then
Write that down, Cindy Lauper.
And I know this because it happens to me all the time where I think to myself, I could do things that I could do when I was 25. And a lot of times have passed since then.
Now, do you still think you can beat me on a bike?
Oh, yeah.
Because you got in my head a little bit. He got in my head. Every time I'm on the Peloton, I'm racing these other fat dads. And I beat one so bad the other day. I beat one I could tell I was beating him because I could see his heart rate monitor go into the red because we were racing.
Yeah,
and mine was in the red too, but I stayed in the red because I had a little bit of Tom Van. You've taught me through years of our relationship. You have taught me that I can't let this dad in Wisconsin beat me. I have to blood eye, even if it means I pass out. And I'm clipped in, so if I pass out on that bike, I just die on the bike. I can't fall over.
Everybody thinks they're better than they are, right?
And they're better looking too. Do you ever look in the mirror and you're like, not bad, ugly. You're ugly.
Is it primary? Do girls do this too, Sam?
What?
Where they just think they have more abilities than they actually do, or is that a?
I don't think it's as common.
Andrea's pretty realistic about what she can and can't do.
Crystal told me she could beat me in a swimming race
Well,
the other day.
she's an exception.
She's like you.
Very competitive.
Like me and you, she's hung out with you enough to get some of your wacky ideas.
Because when she watched they're going to swim practice today. I may race her.
Oh my God.
Get in your underwear. We're gonna race.
My mom and dad are racing in their underpants.
Do not do that at the high school.
And
I'll beat you. Let's go to Cracker Barrel.
And I looked in her eyes, and she truly believes. She's like, "Of course, I used to swim. I'm definitely faster than you." I'm like, there is no possible way you'll beat me in a swimming race. I will bet anything.
Now
watch it. Tommy beat you at skiing.
Well, no, Crystal beats him at skiing every time. Have you ever seen Crystal ski?
No.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never seen snow.
Crystal ski,
she's faster than me.
No, it's not
she'll
even.
always be faster.
It has nothing to do with the speed. It has everything to do with when she is on skis.
But there's technique
she's
involved.
like dancing. It's like she can do the little moves are the ones that going fast on skis. Anybody can go fast on skis. She can go down and then do the little parallel French fries, and then she slides out, and then she can like hold like her child.
She's been doing it since she was 4 or whatever.
It's like she's ice skating. It's amazing to watch her ski. It's amazing, effortless.
There's a lot of challenges we're gonna get done this year. The year of challenge.
I don't know.
All right,
so we're gonna do the fat. So they are asking about the hashtag. Let's just full speed fat dad.
No, it was hashtag full speed dad run.
Okay, full speed dad run.
Okay, yeah.
Full speed dad run. That's your hashtag.
Yeah.
And send the video, show at tomanddan.com if you can. But I want to
post
see
it in social media. We'll find it.
Yeah, we'll find
If
it.
you could possibly time it out and just predict what you think the time was going to be, 40-yard dash, I mean, it's 120 feet. So I think you can mark that off, even in a parking lot with some 10-foot.
Parking lot. Hard concrete.
And don't fall down.
You're going to fall
when you're
down.
big and fat. And you do that move where you can't stop your momentum and you land on your shoulder and then you grind your cheeks off. Oh, God. Or you get road rash on your leg. Oh, God. Izzy, don't do that. I don't need anybody falling down.
Yeah, you're definitely going to fall. All right, bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
Yes, welcome indeed.
EJ's here. How you doing, EJ?
What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
How you doing?
It's been a minute
Good.
since we've seen you.
I know. I've been sick, and we had MyCon. And
What'd you get? Did you get corona?
No, I got the flu, I think.
The flu?
Yeah, it was bad. That was
Now,
coming out
I
of both
have
ends.
heard-
Yeah, no,
Which
no,
flu?
the regular flu.
The regular flu.
It was coming out of both
Hey,
ends.
did
That
you
was
know the
bad.
regular flu kills more people than this goddamn corona? I'll tell you that right now.
So let's do it. You want to hit the
What
music?
am I doing? The nerd jock? The nerd? Okay.
Nerds. Jack. Nerds. Jack. Nerds.
Jock. Nerd. Jock. Nerd.
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Good. Well, I'm going to start with Nerd because we have something in common. We both saw Sonic 2 this weekend.
Yeah, you guys are.
I really had a good time watching it with my
You
kids.
guys should have went together.
You guys should have gone together and done like a play date. Loser play date. Loser play date. Two loser dads meeting up with their kids to watch a stupid movie.
Well, it's not really a play date. They're
No,
you're
we're
just
just
going
sitting
to
there
watch
quiet.
it.
Quiet. I like that. Oh.
So there's no reason to meet up with anybody.
Yeah, why?
Do your kids stay quiet during the movie? I know yours do, but I have a feeling your kids are under the chairs. They're pooping in the aisles. They're pee-pee great, right?
Nicholas is usually slurping his Slurpee thing and making so much noise. I'm like, dude, you can't do that, man. What are you doing? And then Thea, she's on the spectrum, so she likes to have headphones on if it's too loud. Like, and I forgot her headphones, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
Bad dad.
And one thing to do with the kid who's on the spectrum, you got to bring the headphones, and you forget the blinking headphones.
And no, she was fine the rest of the movie. She was really
good.
excited doing the whole, like how really excited thing. So like
Worked
she
out
loved
great.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
awesome.
when they do the dance in the Russian Siberian thing.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say Russian.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's the part I hated the most.
I know you hate that. I knew you'd hate that. Uptown Funk.
Anytime anybody on the screen is having fun and whimsy, he hates it.
I don't know. You probably like the Russian dance though.
Why is there nudity? That's the only thing
Yeah,
that
the
moves
guy
the
with the
needle.
shirt off with big tattoo, like Brock Lesnar.
Well, it's,
Brock Lesnar is a Russian dancer in this movie.
Pretty much.
they have a dance. I don't want to ruin it for
Yeah,
anybody.
no,
Anyway,
let's-
By the way,
anything
we don't
too much,
subscribe
yeah.
to full-blown Russia-phobia on this show. Everyone is welcome. I just want that to be said.
I do. What I do like about dance-offs is that when the other person is doing incredibly well, it somehow like knocks you down with the energy. Like it affects you physically. Like you're like, oh, and you fall down.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
love
why did you do that?
Wait, because the guy
Also,
danced.
This
don't-
guy was doing so good dancing.
The guy
It's
Yeah.
all subjective. Don't let the audience know that it's affecting you, and you know it's good. You have to pretend like, it stinks. That's what
I love that you're taking this serious.
Yeah, no, it's-
A
it's
dance off in
wrestling.
Sonic 2.
I am completely
breakdance-
lost.
Hold
Why
on.
aren't they fighting?
I'll tell you how to
don't-
do dance-offs.
You don't dance against Dr. Robotnik. You kill him with a weapon.
No, this is not against him.
Yeah.
Anyway, in a
Jim
dance,
You don't know
was
what you're
really
talking
good at
about,
it, though.
Dan.
Well, then you
Shut
gotta,
the hell up.
Then you got to set the scene because I don't know who's dancing against who.
in a realistic dance-off, I've seen
How
them
many have you
before.
been in?
No, I've seen them on the
He
internet.
did one
with
about 3 weeks
breakdancing.
ago. He danced like Donald Trump. Remember, he was in there. He, was doing
Oh,
he
no.
did a little to the left and a little to the right and a little to the left, and that's tight and a little to the left.
Man.
When breakdancers do dance-offs or whatever, I see them. The other breakdancer, when he's not dancing and he's looking
They're
at
just
his
kinda
competitor, no, he's his arms folded. And
Mad,
he's like,
yeah.
he's mad, and he's like, oh,
This is whack.
yeah, and he's saying he's
This
trying
is whack.
because you're trying to
I like
market
that.
to
Wiggity, wiggity, whack.
to the audience that the other guy's not doing a good job. You don't
Right.
go, oh my
Yeah,
god, it's so
and you do
good.
that. You do like the neck
And you
chop,
hold
like
your heart 'cause it's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do thumbs down.
If you
Yeah.
tell the audience that you're blown away by your competitor, they're going to be influenced by that idiot. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Tom thinks wrestling's real.
I'm gonna have to watch this movie now. That
I
there's
gotta see the dance
Yeah, I
off.
got to see the dance off
Dance
too.
off's actually pretty good.
It's
It's
the
my-
worst part to me.
Wow.
It was really good. Jim Carrey was fantastic.
Could
in
you
it.
beat anyone in a dance off?
No.
All right.
Donald Trump.
I don't know that.
No,
Ironically,
that
enough.
was one.
Honestly, I would drain my bank account to see that because that would be a tight ass dance off. You versus Trump, that would be close.
He's not that far away.
Because you
Just
guys
West
do
Palm Beach. Let's go.
exactly the same moves.
So my sons loved it, partly because it had tails and knuckles in there.
She goes,
Idris
"Oh."
Elba was fantastic in as well.
Hey, that's all I do, man. You catch me on Saturday night, I'm just tails and knuckles.
Now,
I got my knuckles and some tails, I'll tell you that.
I again don't want to ruin it because
Yeah.
it's just out.
You
Yeah.
can't
No
ruin it.
spoilers.
It's a kid's movie, right? It's like saying, guess what? Buzz Lightyear lived. There you go. There's the ending.
But I will say for those parents that take your kids to see this, or like if you're EJ, you go by yourself because this is your favorite thing.
I have a story about that soon.
But the wedding part of the whole thing
made no sense.
Didn't have to put that in there.
No.
It was weird and odd.
They just wanted to put that guy in the movie.
But
That's why.
There's another way to write him in.
They had a creative dancer, and they're like, "We'll write you in."
No, it's
it's
the guy from what show is he on? He's like on like Criminal Minds or something like that. the actor,
Yeah,
and he plays
Criminal
like
Minds. I don't watch any ABC show or what is that? CBS. I don't watch any CBS shows.
He's
the
just
only one that
some
watches Ghosts.
handsome ass dude. It looks like Jason Taylor from
Yeah.
the Dolphins back in the
He
day,
looks
like
really
as a
attractive
model.
guy, yeah. And then he's with the big.
I know the guy you're talking about. That guy is gorgeous. He
And-
does look exactly like Jason Taylor.
Yeah, it is.
God,
like, my God, you're
we
good
speak
looking.
the same language. All you had to do is say it's the guy from Criminal Minds that looks like Jason Taylor, and I'm like, go Dolphins. I got it. I'm in.
And
Number 99.
but they with this whole convoluted wedding thing, it was stupid, and I was just like, it's poor writing.
Better or
I understand it's Sonic 2, but they could have done a better job because I
Shamar Moore.
like Sonic 1.
Better writing than Detective Pikachu?
That was pretty
Detective
good.
Pikachu
decent
was a
too,
good-ass
yeah.
movie.
I would say Sonic 1's better than Detective Pikachu, but Pikachu's better than Sonic 2.
Okay, I'd agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
I haven't seen Sonic 2, but
Yeah.
Sonic 1 was great.
Sonic 2 is good. But it's like they're all three good movies.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
The fact that Jim Carrey plays Eggman is ridiculous. That he was willing to do this because he's
and
the best part.
into it. You know, like he
Yeah.
doesn't.
I mean,
People throw shade
he
at him all
doesn't
the
un-
time, and he's like, I don't care. Like
he chews the whole scenery of the movie too.
Yeah.
Like he gives it his all during the movie. So it's fantastic.
He goes the full overact, right?
There was no. I will basically make this statement that there was probably no human on earth that could play a better Eggman than Jim Carrey.
I agree.
Gary Oldman. I think Gary Oldman could pull
hold
it off.
on.
Jim Carrey's more
Forrest
animated.
Forrest Whitaker.
No, well,
Lazy Eye Eggman. Lazy Eggman.
Denzel Washington.
The only way it could have been better
No,
if,
he's just gonna
if he
tell
was
you
fatter.
that when you're on top, you got to watch out the devil coming to get
Morgan
you.
Freeman.
Because Eggman is shaped like an egg, so if he was fatter, it would have been better. But anyway, he just does a great job.
You wanted a naturally chungus.
You wanted
Eggman?
John Goodman playing him.
He got thin now
But he got
too.
thin, yeah.
Well, he's not looking.
John Goodman from
thin.
Roseanne.
Everybody,
He
let's not
lost-
get crazy.
He got melty.
It's like when
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
get
yeah,
melty. It's like when people tell me they're like, "Oh my God, look how skinny you are." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not skinny at all. I'll never be skinny. I'm just more melted than less fat."
John Goodman got real melted.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, maybe you're sick. I don't know.
I'm like, oh God.
I don't want to say anything bad
Like-
because I don't know.
Some people,
Yeah, don't Chris Rock it.
some
No, he's gonna
people
slap
would
you.
be better if they filled out their breasts rather than letting them just pundulate off their body.
But if
I
someone,
don't even know if that's a word.
If I
but
make-
I'm running with it.
if I make fun of someone and they slap me, I am punching you back as
Oh,
hard as I
hell
can.
yeah.
As hard
No,
with
not if you're
100%
a spin
strength.
move.
Not if
with
you're
the
an old
s-
lady.
the slap.
If you're an old lady, I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to be like, "Whoa, what are you doing, old lady?"
No,
Yeah,
that's
you're
sexist
right.
if you don't hit her back.
No, I'm not going to hit her back.
That's the box theory with me, the
But
hot tub box.
I'll dodge an old lady's slap. No problem. I'll dodge Will Smith's slap.
He put his hands behind his back.
Yeah, he leaned
knew it was
forward.
coming,
Yeah, it was all conspiracy.
Collusion. There's collusion there.
The conspiracy theorists, when they do pause it with his hands, and he's bracing for the slap.
It looks real.
Now,
And he's got his teeth. He's like, he's like, give it to me, Will.
I did see a story. 50 Cent was saying that this is the most lucrative slap ever, and then Chris Rock is saying that I'm not going to speak a word of this unless I get paid. So it's going towards my theory of this is going into a special. Anyway, let's go back to Sonic 2. So do you think this is going to be
That's a jump.
Jim Carrey's last movie?
I don't think so. I think they're going
I
to
don't
do the
either.
third one.
He might have-
well,
No.
I'm
He
not gonna
means
say
just in general because
He said he was going to retire.
He says
He
he's
said this
done
might be his last movie, but I don't
everything
think
he's
so.
done.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's going to TV. Maybe he's done with movies. And maybe
No, he said he wanted to quit acting.
Yeah, he wanted to stop acting because he says Hollywood's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he's crazy.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, I know that he went through the whole. Did you see that? Did you guys see that documentary about him, Man on the Moon? Like how he
No.
basically like got stuck in the character, and like he was a nightmare to
method
work with.
acting
Like,
the
Grow
whole
up.
time, yeah.
everybody that
Regular Jared Leto.
worked on that movie was like, this is
Speaking
the
of
most
next
insane thing I've ever seen. Like he just was playing the damn character of whatever that old man was.
Andy
the
Kaufman.
bald-
Andy Kaufman, yeah.
Yeah, well, the character of Andy Kaufman's character.
Tony,
Yeah, Tony.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just lived like that.
Tony Clifton.
And off when they were off camera,
That's
when
a
they,
comedian.
whatever.
That is but
Right?
it's something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I would recommend it for people, especially with kids.
If you have kids, take
yeah.
it. Yeah, definitely take your kids.
Okay.
Okay.
It was
Next
Tony
one I went to, I went and saw Morbius in 4D. Have you ever been to a 4D theater
no,
yet?
no,
that
I
is-
was by my. There was
That
like
means
5
Jared
people in the
Leto
theater.
actually grabs your ass,
Well,
right?
No, he's not a teenage girl.
no. Have you ever been to one of the 4D movie theaters?
I have not.
Have you been to one?
No,
Is that like arachnophobia where they poof air at your butt?
It's kind of like Shrek, like the 4D. Wait, you ever been to Shrek 4D?
Where they
kind of
squirt
shake the
water
seats and
on
squirt
you?
water, and the wind comes in and stuff like that.
It's a Bug's Life, yeah.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
It's actually really fun. I went to Morbius, and I think I liked the movie because of it. And that's the reason why.
Oh, Morbius is in the wind. Blow some wind. Oh, Morbius has some leaves. Drop the leaves.
Morbius does sound like your superhero name.
Wow.
Here comes Morbius.
I'm Morbius Obesius.
I used to love 4D.
That would be your name if you were in Roman times. You'd be Morbius Obesius.
So what is Morbius?
So Morbius is the Marvel. It's Sony owned because it's a Spider-Man character, and he's a pseudo vampire. He's like a science vampire. He basically
Science vampire.
Yeah.
I suck all the numbers out of things.
Well, the reason why he was a science vampire because back in the day, because of the comics code, you weren't allowed to do supernatural creatures. So a science vampire was fine, but you couldn't do like a supernatural vampire.
I want to suck your science.
It's because of the 1950s and the comic books code because they were afraid it was corrupting the youth with comics. That's the reason why.
Well, what about the vampire?
Because that was a thing, because he would suck blood and everything. So it'd be everything that, except for he wasn't like allergic to crosses and stuff like that.
Oh, so all the
not
other
the traditional tropes of a vampire.
So like he
He
wouldn't
can
have
eat
to ask
garlic.
I don't think they
for
call
an
it
invitation to
allergic
come
to
to the house.
crosses. I don't think it's called that. I think
A version.
Yeah, I don't think
the holy water, the
Yeah,
garlic,
holy water,
all
none of
that.
that stuff would work.
Inviting them into your house.
You didn't need any of that stuff. It was just a science vampire.
And if they bite you, you can, and then they give you a taste of their blood, then you live forever.
But that does work for him. Like that, if he bit someone, and they would turn into a pseudo vampire as well.
I would do that to really.
So it was a big thing for like me in the 90s. I used to love his comic book. Like him and the Midnight Suns were fantastic with the Ghost Rider and Blade.
That sounds like a southern band.
Darkhold Redeemers.
Morpheus and the Midnight Suns will be down at Hoppin' Frogs.
But yeah, well, I saw it in 4D and it was amazing. But the thing is, the seat vibrates right underneath you.
Right under
Yeah.
Right, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of girls go to theaters for this. Because
Yeah, we're gonna go to the theater just for vibrating seats.
I don't have a mind. I'm gonna go to Morbius 4D. Have it vibrate.
Watch Jared Leto.
I buy my tickets for Doctor Strange 2 in 4D for sure because it's going to be like that.
800 other fat dads made that joke. It's like, I bet some girls would like this vibrating seat.
Yeah.
They like seats that vibrate.
These seats and blow their labias off.
It does. It vibrates like I think the one at the bottom of your seat warns you that the seats are about to move.
Warning.
It warns you because like, okay, let's say you have popcorn in your hand and you're not paying
Popcorn.
attention. It shakes the whole.
They shocked my balls and they spilled me popcorn. Popcorn.
Put it like this. I wonder.
Oh, my popcorn.
I wonder because there's 4 seats in a row that are all in one unit. Like
That
a
feels
big,
good on
like
my balls.
pistons and stuff
Oh,
like
dropping
that.
my popcorn.
Oh, so it's like a little pod.
It's a little pod, and there's 4 seats. And because I was the only one in my pod, I wonder if it was more rough because I was by myself. Because it shook the crap out of me. I had to hold on.
Hold on. It was not a little pod.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, if it was 4 people, and they're like, well, we got no more room.
It was at least a handicap pod.
No, there's the handicap.
I'm just doing the Morbius math.
They put you in the Morbius pod.
But like anytime there was like rain, like you go underneath the waterfall, they mist rain. But there's a little button on the side you can turn the water on and off. So if you don't want to get wet, you can turn that off.
Yeah, but
everything else, like wind, if it was cold, it would blow really cold air on you.
I don't want really cold.
Also, who put that water in? The people who work here. I don't want them in charge of
toilet water.
Yeah, the guy's back there and putting his ding dong in the toilet. He's like, I'm gonna fill this thing up with grade A used Mountain Dew, and I'm gonna spray this on all these obese fat dads that came to see Morbius 4D.
Also, that water. How long's that water been sitting there?
Oh, stagnant.
Okay, some old stagnant.
You guys are not
duty
selling
water.
this. It was a good time.
You can
And then
put
like
coronavirus in that and kill people.
like right behind your headrest, like if there were like, bats went by, it would blow like air past your head.
I don't.
Oh my God!
Like,
I think there's real bats in here.
Anytime like one of the characters would like fall on the ground during a fight, it would kind of push you in the back, like you got punched in the
What
back.
the hell?
I don't want.
I don't either.
Listen, I remember when like the
It's a good
Muppets
time.
4D came out,
Oh,
and then I was like, I'm standing there, and then like Gonzo gets sprayed with water, and it's like. into my open mouth. And I'm
Ew, why was your mouth open?
He's a mouth breather. He's a mouth breather.
I watch movies with my mouth open because I'm amazed.
You're amazed at movie magic?
Holy moly, boy.
I didn't get him to come out the screen
This
like
is
that.
one hell of a
Why were
movie.
you watching Muppets 4D?
Alone with his pants off.
No, I mean, I'm talking about 10,
MGM.
15 years ago. I don't know when the
He
hell
used to
it was
go
that.
pick up
Hollywood
chicks at Hollywood
Studios,
Studios.
when I was a teenager or
It's
whatever.
Muppets 3D.
Yeah.
There was some 4D. It was a
Yeah,
Terminator.
because they blew bubbles and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Would come
yeah,
from the
yeah.
ceiling.
They
There was
didn't
a
call
little
it 4D
spraying,
back then, but
Yeah, and then they had the one guy was your imagination or whatever, and he goes crazy.
He was the ghost of 3D. Yeah.
It just it for me it doesn't like up the movie experience by
It
that
makes
much.
it worse
Yeah,
because
like,
it's all a bunch of parlor tricks.
Yeah,
It's like going to-
startled.
it's like you
you're going
spray that in my eyeballs. I don't want that.
I had to hold on because it was so rough. Because it
my
was
God.
shaking like
What
that.
kind of a half-man baby are you? If you go to a 4D movie, they poof a little air in your neck and you're crying on the floor.
have a
The
seatbelt?
seats move. They need seatbelts in that
Oh, it
thing.
doesn't?
It doesn't have seatbelts.
See, you're what's
No.
wrong
And
with
it
the
has,
world.
like-
You're like, this thing needs seatbelts, so unsafe.
Oh God!
But it has
rocks back.
It
What
has
is that?
footrests and everything, but like you have to hold on if it's moving that much.
Oh come on,
I ain't
Granny.
holding on.
Okay, go to it and
yeah.
watch a movie. I
Now
guarantee
hold
you'll
on.
have a good
I don't
time.
even have to hold on to a roller coaster. Like I'll arms up
Yeah,
the whole
because you're
time.
strapped in.
I go
This
on
thing
the-
doesn't have a strap.
I go on any people mover where they have the pole.
Yeah.
You're supposed to hold it. I just widen my stance 2 inches.
Yeah.
No, Buddy Dyer scares me. I have to hold on.
Now, when I'm in the airport, I turn the direction and widen my stance, weight on my back foot like I'm boxing. Like a real man.
Exactly, I'm fine.
I don't hold on to the germ pole.
Yeah, when it goes to stop, I lean a little bit. I
yeah.
reevaluate. I'm on my way. What else you got?
yeah.
Okay, the next story. We got. Have you guys seen the Halo series on Paramount Plus?
I've decided not to see the Halo
with
series.
Pablo Schreiber. I think his name is.
Pablo Francisco. Yeah, he does all the sound effects.
Because I know people are freaking out because Master Chief takes his helmet off. And
I decided
I
not
think
to-
everyone's freaking out about that.
Well, I decided not to watch it because I love Halo. I love the video games, but I had so many friends that like Halo tell me you're gonna hate it, so I just decided not to watch
See,
it.
I never played Halo, and I'm
it's
loving
great.
it. It's a fantastic story, and the guy's great in it.
They should never take the helmet off of anything because
The Mandalorian theory.
Yeah, because you're always going to be disappointed because whatever is in everybody's mind is different.
Yeah.
So
When
whatever.
the Mandalorian took his helmet off, I was like, "That looks like Kid Rock." What's Kid Rock over there?
And then with the RoboCop, you're like, "Oh, white blob," just like Star Wars.
Oh my God.
That was fine when it was just a generic
Darth
white
Vader.
blob. Like, fine. If you okay, my rules are never take your helmet off. If you are white blob, that's it. Because the way I'm like, oh, it's unfortunate.
You know what I would do if I were a Mandalorian and there were other Mandalorians? I would wait until they take their helmet off at night, and I'd sneak into their residence and I'd take a crap in their helmet. That's the ultimate
What are you,
diss.
Xbox from the
I think
WWE?
that's the ultimate diss to a Mando is
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sneak into his futuristic half sand
His
palace,
bungalow.
half future bungalow. You sneak in, you find his helmet, you take a big,
And you look at it like-
gigantic Chantel's soul food juice right in there.
And you're like, it turned on the night vision.
I think my balls
gross.
touched a button.
All right, what else we got?
Okay, the other thing I had. Have you been watching the Moon Knight series on Disney Plus?
What do you think? You think
Probably
we-
not. I know, but they're doing something really interesting with Moon Knight. They are showing QR codes on the screen in each episode, and it gives you a link to one of the comics that explains like Moon Knight's origin from the comic books.
That's kind of cool.
And it's kind of cool. And
Alright.
like, there's one in the first episode where it's a QR code next to like a sarcophagus, but there's also a mirrored one on the glass that's next to it, and it's a different one for each thing. So if you take a picture of the first one, it does Werewolf by Night, and the other one is Tomb of Dracula, which is Blade's first appearance.
That's too complicated.
You know-
Why can't I just watch the show? Why don't you explain it to me with the show?
But
Why
it's
do you make me?
interesting.
Why do you make me like? It's bad enough that I have to go to a restaurant. I'm sitting there for like an hour. I'm like, are they going to give me a menu? And they're like, "Sir, you should have scanned your QR code." I'm like,
code.
"God damn it!" So I go restart, sit for another hour. Now the TV's making me QR everything.
I will tell you that when we started the podcast, like in 09,
We had
2010,
QR codes.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember you guys had
On
QR codes.
coasters that
Dustin,
Yeah.
one of the Sanford 3,
Yeah.
had
Sanford
Sanford
one.
one.
Yeah.
Sanford
Oh,
one.
no.
he had a company where him and some nerd buddy of him,
Calvin Clean, testing my memory.
They were doing QR codes for businesses, and I remember him giving me the whole presentation. I was like, these QR codes are a thing of the future, and then me thinking like, that's stupid. Who's going to use that? Like, no one's going to scan. What is
Way
that
ahead
for?
of its time.
What is this for? And it was up until the pandemic, and then QR go crazy. It was like the perfect. I was like, this will never work unless there's a global pandemic.
Yeah, and then
That'll never happen.
Yeah. QR codes are like, hold my beer. Let's do this. They
It's like when we have Kirk Bonacci on here about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah.
I know, yeah.
That's not my Bitcoin before this. Yeah.
What happened to Kirk?
I don't know. He got rich on Bitcoin.
We got to get him back in here.
NFTs?
Yeah, we got to get him back in here.
So now with the QR code deal is like, what does it give you extra? Like
it just gives you a link to a comic book, which if you like digital comic books, it's a free digital comic book. They're giving you all you got to do is pause your screen for like half a second.
So it's an actual comic book. It's not just like a Wikipedia page that tells you the background.
It's the actual comic
book.
No, it gives you
the place in the comic where this person
originated.
It's origin story, and then you can kind of read it yourself to get a little more like comic knowledge.
Are they forcing it like Wu-Tang did with the 36 chambers where I put in my CD to see? They're like, hey, if you put this in your computer, you could see the actual 36 chambers. That'll be like, oh my God. I put in my mom's gateway and then and then I'm clicking on the door and it's like, oh, it's an 8-bit Method Man. Stupid.
Great band name.
8-bit Method Man. That's a good band name. Okay. The last thing I have is for Nerd is Stranger Things Season 4 just dropped another trailer recently. It just came out today.
You want to see it? I got it here. EJ was kind enough to load this up for us. This is courtesy of Netflix. It is the Stranger Things official trailer that just
dropped. Is this for the second half that's going to come out?
I think they're only going to do. There's
why did they put out
Season 4, Season
trailers?
5. Because they always do update trailers.
Okay, here we go.
When they do stuff. Because there's more stuff in this trailer for sure.
We'll just do a little bit. It's 3
I would
minutes
fast
long,
forward to the middle of it because there's a good song in it.
Okay, we'll go like right here. Here we go.
I'm afraid your friends at Hawkins are very much in the eye of the storm.
Mad about you, guy.
I don't have my powers.
I don't know how to say this other than just to say it.
Doing the voiceover.
Without you, we can't win this war.
Oh, it's lost its way.
I don't like how
But I think Robert Englund's in it.
The main
And
boy.
he looks like the bad guy.
The main boy looks
He
like...
turned into Howard Stern. It's like,
What's Robin? What's Robin?
It's like, oh, you're awkward because
That's my jacket.
The guy with no teeth is Jagged
Well, they're all grown up now.
I know, it's not as
waited
good.
too long,
But they're in that awkward stage
Never
of growing
film
up.
awkward teens.
Yeah. You look like a little
I
weird
knew you
owl.
guys would hate this, so I just wanted to bring it in.
Oh, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
I still gotta watch it. I
When
don't
can
care.
my sons watch the whole Stranger Things?
Oh
like,
man, your
'cause it's pretty
kids are
scary.
soft. They'll be scared of it for
it's
sure.
gonna be a while for
like
your kids.
10 or something.
Yeah, double digits should be fine.
I'll show my son, but he's also seen Predator.
Has
and
this
Jaws.
kid been in this show before?
Yeah, it's Finn Wolfhard.
He looks way different, dude. Why is his hair jet black?
It's been jet black.
No,
he just looked younger.
It's just
now.
it's longer and fuller now.
Now
He
he's
used to
an
have shorter
awkward
hair.
17-year-old or whatever.
No, they've
How old is he? He's like 22.
I almost cursed.
right?
They messed up his hair. Like that doesn't look like he must be doing another role like in a medieval show or something because
Well, he's in a band too.
Yeah, well that's wrong. Whatever they're doing there, that was what it appears to me. This is just my
Well, they're
opinion.
dating in the 80s or whatever.
I get that, but I think what they did, because to me he doesn't even look like himself. What they did is like they were like, you got to have your hair cut like this, and he's like, I'm in a band, so I need it like this, and they're like, oh, well,
that's him. I mean, he had black hair.
It doesn't look right.
He did like
Something looks wrong.
Wasn't
He's
he
just
the Toto
lankier
band?
now.
Wasn't he doing Toto? Like he does the video in one of their songs.
Something looks wrong with that guy. Something wrong.
I don't know about Toto.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I can't even take it seriously now that you've said he looks like young Howard Stern. The Adventures of young Howard Stern.
Poor guy.
I can't do it. I can't do
It's
it.
like Dana Radcliffe doing Weird Al.
It's the Bangs or something. I feel like he should be the lead. He's like Justin Hawkins, the lead singer of The Darkness or something.
Yeah, he does look a little
He
like
looks
that.
very British, like British metal band or
Aren't
something.
they going to be at the Beecham this weekend?
Darkness?
The Darkness, yeah.
Oh, I would
think
go
so.
see that show.
I kind of want to go see
They're
it.
a great band. Great band.
I like the memes of the fat detective running in a Hawaiian shirt.
I like those too.
Simple.
All right, let's go over to Jock stuff.
Sports.
We got to talk about did you see what Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, gave to all the players on opening day?
Yeah, I think it was a Four Loko, right?
No, he gave them all Bose noise-canceling headphones. He gave a bunch of millionaires headphones as like I'm sorry we went through contract negotiations trouble at the beginning of the season.
I love my Bose noise-canceling
You would
headphones.
love them, but if you're not a baseball player that's
I'm not.
making millions of dollars a year, they could buy their own if they really wanted to.
It's very
better
Clear
than nothing.
Channel. Because it's like
beach towel.
It's like, wait a minute, did you get this from Bose, the sponsor of Major League
Exactly.
Baseball, who you had them a bunch sitting in some warehouse or whatever?
That was my first thought. Like they
Like
probably
HD
even
radio?
sold, hey, we're going to give them Bose, and we're going to mention that we gave them Bose, and we're going to sell the advertising. So it's even less than that. You didn't even have to pay for them. You're getting paid to give these guys.
Is
these
Bose a
headphones.
sponsor? I know they are with
They
the
are
NFL.
the headphone. I think it's the Major League Baseball is a
MLB
sponsor,
too.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's almost like I understand the gesture, and it's honestly it's probably just some sponsorship that Bose paid for.
Yeah.
And has nothing to do with anything else besides Bose came to them and they had some sales meeting, and then the sales guy's like, hey, we want to come up with a Bose promotion. And he's like, how about I give everybody Bose noise canceling, and then it'll make the news, and then that's
It would be fine, but he put a letter with it about the whole contract negotiations, and that was the reason why he's giving them.
Here's some Bose for my
he's like, here's a bunch of
bros."
kids.
So it has to be a marketing thing. It's not. He didn't come up with this as an actual thank you.
No.
If he did, he's just a dumb old man. Right?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I know you guys would think the same thing. Like it's definitely a ploy.
Did he put them in a bag, or did he just walk around and hand
No,
them out?
he didn't do anything. He
send
just
them to
had some
people's
assistant
houses,
take
or-
everything.
Okay.
He put like one in each person's locker, I think, probably, or gave it to their equipment managers there.
Put these in the lockers.
And it's like these guys make more than you do.
Yeah.
So you getting them any sort of gift is ridiculous. Anyway,
Where do you guys like the noise canceling headphones? Is that what you guys use?
no, I don't.
Do you use wireless or
No.
Bluetooth?
I use my Apple AirPods that I still haven't lost yet, which is the
Amazing,
most.
because you almost
are
left the
they-
house
it's-
without your shoes.
Are they AirPod Pros?
I don't know. They're just white things.
There it is.
White little sperm.
They're the white things
Yeah.
I put in my ears.
yeah. So
I just
anyway.
use the ones Dan gave me. I love my Sony headphones that he gave me.
Oh, those are good.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I love those.
Same
things.
ones
Yeah,
we
yeah.
wear here. Yeah, they're great.
Also 3 times a week I open up one in there, only one, and I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
oh, it's happened. And
You
then
know they're magnetic, and you can like put them on things.
I have to look through dirty laundry, and then I find it in my shorts.
Hey, you're finding it.
Yeah, but I'm like, one of these it's so
It's
close
gonna
to
get
being
washed.
ruined. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you
you
wash
said-
them, it's ruined.
But
right?
you said your wife
think
never
so.
does laundry. He said, I think you're fine.
Sometimes she does.
Oh.
It's coming. It's coming. Anyway.
Day of reckoning's coming.
What
Okay.
else you got?
Definitely got to talk about the NBA playoffs. I love this time of year when it comes to the NBA playoffs
Playoff
they have
basketball.
they have the play-in, which I love. The 9-10 team play each other, and the 7 and 8 team play each other, and you have to get in. So, and the Lakers didn't make the playoffs, and neither did the Brooklyn Nets this year, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Like LeBron didn't make the playoffs.
That's
for
crazy.
the first time in forever. So
Yeah.
that kind of seals me for like LeBron's not the GOAT. It's Jordan for me.
I mean, basketball guys will make a million different arguments and
Yeah.
talk about when you played in the competition and stuff like
the
that.
defense is different now than it was in the 90s.
But it does look like maybe LeBron James era, and like I'll listen to like Bill Simmons or something. He'll mention NBA. I don't know that much about it, but
Yeah, I don't either.
It's seemingly coming to an end at this point. You know, like you
Yeah.
can only do so much at his age, and the fact
And
that
he's
how
done a
big
lot.
he is,
He's done a ton.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I love how people love to discount it. And I'm just like, it's a lot. There's a lot there.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
be proud of it.
He's
you know?
been successful.
Yeah, he's done a wonderful job.
Yeah.
He's been a winner almost everywhere he's gone.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
you can't really
He's
discount
done-
it completely.
He's done well enough for people around the world to compare him to Michael Jordan.
It's like when
And they're-
Ronaldo, supposedly Ronaldo slapped a cell phone out of somebody's
hand. I
hand
heard
this
about
week,
that,
right?
I like that.
And he slapped, and he broke the cell phone. And then people were like, this tarnishes everything he's ever done. I'm like, no. It absolutely does not. It may not be a good thing, and it may be a bad thing. It may be, maybe he was up in his feelings, you know, but
Or what
it
did the
has
guy say to
nothing
him
to do
before
with the
that?
guy being the greatest soccer player of all time. It has nothing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
It does
yeah.
not tarnish that at all. It's two separate issues.
What else we got?
Okay, the next thing I got is Okay, do we want to do really sad or kind of sexist comments?
Let's go really sad because the sexist comments will cheer us up.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely going to talk about Dwayne Haskins being hit by a dump truck.
What the hell happened?
Did you hear
there?
about that?
I heard, but I didn't look into it.
He was on 595
He's
down
25
near
years
Fort
old,
Lauderdale.
man.
Yeah.
It's a child. You know, like that's insane.
Why was he walking?
He was.
across the highway?
I don't know. They still haven't established why
Was
he
he
was crossing the
was
road.
he running? Because
he
it was-
said he was running across the road. Is what
Well,
they
he
said.
didn't say.
What I'm saying,
well,
but-
yeah,
because
they-
then he was down there in South Florida training with the other QBs, Mitch Trubisky.
A lot of
and-
people go to Miami to train to quarterback stuff.
Yeah,
and receivers.
So, but it was my wife was asking me about this. She was like, was he exercising, like running, and like, or was it in like after partying?
It was
night?
early morning, right?
Yeah, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and some people
thought it
say it was
was 6.
car trouble, and he was trying to cross the road. I
Happened around 6:37 a.m.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
at
know it was,
6:37, I was
early.
like, you could have been for a morning jog.
The
I mean,
first
these
thing I thought of, maybe he's going to play golf or out like jogging or something. Like maybe going out to.
But you're not running on 595.
Yeah, yes, I know. Yeah, that is busy, especially in Miami.
At that time of morning, everyone's going to work or commuting, and no way.
So it is kind of a mystery of why he was there, and I feel like people, because he lost his life, people like don't want to talk about
the
it.
chat
No matter,
room,
I don't know.
Chat room saying his rental broke and he tried to cross to get to the airport.
Okay, so
don't
it was
do that.
just a.
Do you think you could
innocent-
run across
I will-
595?
Guys, that happens here in Orlando and people die all the time. There
yeah.
are people over here. We have the most dangerous roads in the world, I think, in Orlando. I
Yeah.
mean, we're the place.
Here's the thing.
I had a very good friend that used
I'm
to
not
work at
confident you could do it, but Dwayne Haskins, like he could dodge and run across. Obviously, the tragedy happened, but being a supreme athlete, I can understand why he thought he could do it.
I've had two really
I've
good
run across a
friends.
highway before in Miami.
I've had
stupid, but I've done it.
I've had two get hit, and killed. Two
Yeah.
friends of mine that ran across busy highways that were hit by cars. You know, one was a couple of years ago that worked for that motorcycle company. You'll remember. You might remember that guy that we knew. that
Yeah.
Worked for a motorcycle company. He got in a car accident, got out of his car, was like a little disoriented, and went to cross the road and just got killed. And then I had a very good friend of mine who got pulled over for doing something, and then they said you have to leave your car, and then he was walking back and got clipped by a car.
The only other related story to this story was all the heat Adam Schefter was getting because Adam Schefter tweeted out when he heard about it through his agent or whatever, and then like
He said he struggled in Washington.
started this tweet with like his career, like he struggled in Washington. He was like, and then people attacked him, and he redacted, he deleted the tweet, and then had to issue an apology and stuff. And it was weird that he didn't know that is in poor taste to start mentioning
Talk
a person,
trash about
a
someone.
kid who
Yeah.
just
I
died.
don't think he
in
thought about it.
It's weird though that he didn't. A person that's in the media that tweets all the time that knows everybody is like. You didn't think that tweeting about like someone's like struggles in their career
You don't need to
before
talk about that.
reporting his death was like in poor taste? Like, why'd you do that? Like, that's kind of why'd you throw shade at a kid who just passed away tragically in an accident? So it's weird that people make those missteps, especially in that high of a caliber position. I don't know.
You would. I mean, I would like to think that he.
Like you got
no, he knows what he's doing. Probably
other people got some flack, like because there's a wacky morning show sports guys that were like made some distasteful comments, and they got flack for it too.
Yeah.
But I understand. But I understand that more in when you're trying to improv and you're off the top of your head saying things.
Then
When you're
sitting down to write a tweet.
Oh, that's crafted.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crafted.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that he wrote it in a tweet is odd to me. That's all I'm saying. Like the wacky morning show guys making some off-color joke, I expect it from them.
Oh, we've done it. I've said things before, and
Yeah,
people will
they're
be like, "You
insensitive,
shouldn't have
yeah.
said that." And I'd be like, "Yeah, you're right. I
was in the moment, we're just
going
talking,
fast.
yeah.
I said it. Even I regret saying it. Yeah, that absolutely happens.
But especially because Adam Schefter has reported the death of many famous athletes before, so it's not like something he's never had it's an odd thing. It's a weird.
it doesn't make any sense.
It's
weird.
disappointing too, and it was one of those things where
people were mad at him.
Well, it's one of those things where naturally I read the tweet. Because, I think most people, like, just because of the amount of yank that guy has with breaking stories, a lot of people follow him, myself included. And I read the original tweet, and I remember reading it and going, oh, why? I did microtransactions in my brain, like, to say, like, well, you didn't need to say that.
You know what it told me that he may be on the spectrum of some sort, where he was just like, I'm just
These
saying.
are the facts, yeah.
He's like, these are the facts of what happened.
This is
So-
what really happened. He
Yeah.
did struggle.
But-
He did get
Yeah.
killed. Oh, God, that is the case, sir, but we don't need to say that.
But he didn't understand,
Have
like,
the tact to like edit that out.
or like, yeah,
It's like the wizard when-
empathy, and he doesn't know. He's just like, oh, what? This is the facts. So why are everybody so mad? It's like, no, you can't. Because
sometimes-
why are you doing that? Like, it's,
Yeah.
like, it's insensitive. He's like, I don't know about sensitivity. Like, it has to be something like that. Anyway, what's
Okay, the last story I got is have you heard the comments Cam Newton made on a podcast
Now,
recently?
I didn't hear anything
Oh, man.
about this. I've heard nothing about this Cam Newton story.
Yeah. Well, he comments on this thing talking about women and saying how like a lot of these women want to be. Am I allowed to say bad bitches?
Yeah.
Yeah, all these women want to
But
be
you can't
bad
say it
bitches.
like that. You gotta say like bad bitch.
Yeah. So they're talking about I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but then they don't know how to cook. And he says that, which I'm like, okay, there's a way you could say
Wait
that.
a minute.
and
I
be
think I
more-
support that. I think a lot of bad bitches don't know how to cook. I support that. I think even the bad bitches hearing that would be like, yeah, we don't cook. We're bad bitches.
Yeah, that's the first paragraph, and then he starts to go
Like
in
Megan Thee Stallion.
What an antiquated thought process.
I do
But
think that
then-
Megan Thee Stallion could cook, but I think there are also bad bitches out there that would say, I can't cook.
Yeah.
You don't have to be able to cook to be a bad bitch.
No. But that's the thing, yeah. And, like if you have more abilities, that would make you a bad bitch. I
Yeah.
think. Like if you have skills and stuff like that, I think that makes you a bad bitch. If you makes you more attractive, if you're beautiful and you can do other things, I think that's
and
what
she
he
could
should
pay
say.
to have a professional
Yeah,
chef
have to do
cook
that stuff.
for her.
That's
That's a bad
fine.
bitch move.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Well, it's using
Agree with
your
that.
intelligence. I'm not.
Can Cam Newton cook?
I'm not.
No,
great
probably
at
not.
this.
Well, he's all saying this while he looks like Medea also, and then he says that women should be there to take care of their man. It basically hinders
see
to
no
his
problems
needs.
with it either.
And I'm like, oh.
And quote, women don't know when to be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
that
is-
was
you know
one of
what?
those things.
Hashtag my quarterback. Sign him up. No, I'm kidding.
You know what
Now,
this
a
tells
woman
me?
for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs.
Yeah. Oof.
This is coming from the mouth of someone who does not have a job.
He's trying to get on a
Because
roster.
if you are
He will.
the starting quarterback,
I don't know.
you
I think
have
he will.
a PR person telling you, do not do any podcast. You say these words in these press conferences and then nothing else.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to do nothing. You shut your mouth because because that's a big problem with social media and
We
stuff.
don't
like,
want Antonio
they don't
Brown
want-
again.
They don't want the players saying anything. Like, don't say your opinion. Don't say how you feel about anything. Shut up. And
I'm here to play football.
yeah.
That's it.
So I'm
Is
sure
he getting heat?
Yeah, oh God.
What
yeah.
are people even saying?
It doesn't really
The
matter.
NFL's trying to cater to women as well, so it's like it's hurting their bottom line if he says this stuff.
Well, like
What
Tom
an
said, he
idiot.
doesn't even have a job.
yeah. And also, it's kind of like the NFL is ridiculous to me. Like, in the fact that
Oh, their morals are questionable at best.
it's just that go with whatever the society's going with that they think they need to. It's like,
Yeah.
And it's so blatant that it's almost laughable because it's like, no, you can't do this, and then as soon as society changes, like, do it, print it on the behind
On the field, in
yeah.
the end zones,
Yeah.
on the
behind the
helmets.
goalposts. Yeah. Put on your
Everything.
do whatever you want. And then it's like, we stand with women. We want women's money. We want more women sponsored.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson.
He'll sign with Cleveland.
We're giving the most money of any
Of
player
any
ever.
player ever.
Now I know that's not the NFL, but
Their
it's because of the
organization
NFL.
inside the
Hey,
NFL.
Tom, as you have said before, it's not the NFL.
Yeah, it's all they're talking out of both sides of the mouth. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
for sure.
Like, so
it's the Will Smith scenario. How much
Yeah.
apology do I have to say to keep this Oscar? And that's all I'm doing.
He has gotten in trouble before
all the
with,
time,
with
yeah.
saying things about women that
Yeah.
is
yeah.
he's got a weird concept of what a woman is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
He doesn't think women should be football reporters. He thinks it's quote funny to hear a female talk about routes because what the hell's wrong with this guy?
now
No,
I will
you're
defend.
gonna
He's,
deep dive into
he's
him,
saying
and
how
you're
he
gonna-
feels.
At his core.
Because
It's his
I
authentic self.
I could understand that, but we don't say it.
We don't talk
We
about
don't
everything.
talk about reporters. No.
So
Oh, God.
now
Just shut up, man.
Right?
Just
Just
keep
play
your mouth
football.
shut.
That ego,
He doesn't
man.
know when to be quiet.
quiet.
That
Exactly.
ego. It's that
It's speaking
ego.
for himself.
Gonna
Yeah.
shoot himself in the foot.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who was told he was the greatest all throughout his youth career, all throughout his
Well,
high school
unless
career,
he was
all
going against
throughout
Tim Tebow.
his college career, right? Well, right.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the NFL and has a bit of success. You know,
he was a good quarterback for the Panther for such a long time.
What was that? What year did he actually do quite well? Was it 17 or 14? What was the year he did really well?
They all blend together.
Everybody's like, well, it's all coming together for him now. But
yeah, also football, the environment kind of lends itself to more of a masculine machismo type of, you're hard hitting.
Are we back on female reporters?
Well, no, I'm just saying you grew up in that environment. Probably a lot of players skew thinking that direction, just because of
I would
their
venture a guess
career.
that Cam's statements are probably exactly in line with a Richie Incognito's.
Plus, we are hearing just snippets of a podcast interview. Who knows what in the context of the whole thing? That I always have to be careful now too, because you could take snippets of what me and Daniel say, and then make it look like we're horrible people.
I take snippets of you and send them to your wife,
and then you're like, this is what this person believes,
and his core,
and his, it's everything about this person's personality. It's like, it's just. Was it jokes? Was he saying things like, what was the
it
content?
tongue in cheek?
I'd have to listen to the whole thing, but I do probably lean towards he said what he meant.
As a man of his word. Cam of his word.
He also dresses like a grandma, which is,
How do you explain that?
He's not
married, right?
No.
Is he? I think
couldn't
he's
tell.
married with kids, right?
I don't think Cam?
Is he?
I don't think he is.
I have no idea. Anyway.
He does have kids. But I don't know that he's married.
I know he's not going to
He's
ever
kinda
be
mysterious.
a starting QB again.
I don't see anything under spouse, but there are children named.
That ship has sailed, and so is Cam Newton's relevance, because this is the last probably time he's going to be in the media. After this, it's bye-bye for Newton.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So what's been going on with you?
We did MyCon a couple weeks ago, and it was a huge success. We had almost 1,000 people there.
Nice.
It was packed.
Awesome.
Had a good Smash Brothers tournament. I had fun hosting that. That was really fun.
Did you get to try out any jokes?
No, I was just hosting and making sure that no one fought over the thing and make sure the Switch was running good.
How is your comedy stand-up
See, I haven't done
career
comedy in a
going?
while. I want to spend time with my kids. I'd rather be home and
Most
and
comics say that.
And yeah. Well, no, because the audiences during the pandemic were just garbage, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that. And plus, I don't want anyone to try to rush the stage if I say a joke, because I will fight them for
big,
sure.
Yeah.
No one's
wish
gonna do
someone
that.
would. I wish someone would.
It's got to be a good joke too.
No, his joke was bad.
It was a bad
Jane
joke.
was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
That's a horrible
It was
joke.
a bad joke.
Yeah, but even a Chris Rock bad is good. EJ 100%.
Lifting as hard as you believe possible.
All right, EJ, good job.
Good job,
You got
man.
anything to
Appreciate it.
plug? Next year's MyCon?
Just MyCon probably be in the fall. I'll have to get the dates. It's not secured completely yet, but they're planning it out. They've already had she's already selling on the vendors. So, and the vendors do really well because the tickets are only $5. I think that most of their stuff got sold out. They sold a lot of stuff at this thing.
You got to up those
The
prices,
501st,
buddy.
I know.
Yeah.
The
Make some money.
501st.
Yeah, Danielle's doing the taxes right now for it, and she's like, "Oh man, I gotta hide some more of this."
You
money.
do the taxes for the 501st?
no, for MyCon.
Oh, I thought your wife was doing the stormtroopers' taxes. I was like,
You gotta run off that Death Star.
You got to put the money in investment property. I'll tell you how to do that.
start hiding funds.
All right, we'll be right back.